Welcome to the DweeBros podcast. And I know what you're thinking. Where are the HE double hockey sticks? Have these fools been?
We've been dweebing.
We've been dweebing. Last time you saw us was for our 100th podcast in June, and we did say we were taking a hiatus, and a hiatus we took. We had to scour the land, find ourselves. We all asked ourselves different questions, and we probably came out with different answers. My name is Zach, aka Dweebo.
My name is Jacob, aka Werewolf. Oh, sorry, I was.
And my name is Travis, aka Travis.
Woo! Oh, okay, yeah.
And we are the DweeBros, and this is we had to come back out of our hidey holes to bring you our top 3 awards of the year. This is like, we're kind of like the DLC to the Game Awards.
Yeah, Jeff Keighley doesn't fund us, but he also doesn't know about us.
And every year, I like doing this with you guys. I just like coming out and seeing, hey, what did we think was the best of the year? And what we do is we do top 3s. We do top 3 games, top 3 movies, and top 3 shows of the year. We keep games towards the end because that's kind of like our Jeff Keighley moment.
Yeah,
of the whole thing. So, but before we get to that, let's hit you with it. Do you want an appetizer, sir, before you feast on the meal we're about to give you? Yes, you do. And we're gonna we give like a TikTok version, meaning very short, of what did we do since the 100th podcast? Everybody wants to know. We got to fill in the blanks. So Travis, give us the TikTok, like, so I don't scroll real quick. Give us like what happened.
I had a baby. My wife had a baby. Not breaking any scientific news.
Well, yeah,
today.
but you were there.
Wife had a baby. Our baby. Thankfully, our baby.
Woo.
Yeah.
The baby I had with my wife.
There we go.
Released music with Zach. Sell Me Your Love. You can find that on streaming. Converted to the Linux hive mind and built a new computer.
Wow.
And just been living. Living and learning.
That's a good TikTok. I heart that one. Okay, scrolled. Oh, there's Jacob's.
Well, what I've been up to, Show Me Your Love is my most streamed song of the year.
Show Me Your Love.
Show Me Your Love.
Is that the song name?
That's okay.
That's a different movie.
It's Sell Me Your Love. But Show Me Your Love might be good. I haven't heard that yet.
I watch Show Me Your Love every night before I go to bed.
Yeah, that song, their song that they made, is the most played song I played this year. It's just super catchy. Not a shameless plug. I just being honest. Outside of that, I think the most exciting, I bought a Tesla. I'm working. A lot of work stuff. I should say this. I do work from home, and sometimes I play video games while I work from home. But I do work. So I am busy. But that's
You're your own boss.
I'm my own boss.
You can get away with these things.
I have my own company. We hit our 1-year anniversary as our company.
Nice.
So that's good. Can't complain about that. So
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So that's probably the good news. There's your good news.
And then I scroll and look, it's me. And hello. I also have a baby, and I learned this year why I was made fun growing up. People would be like, oh, my child is 16 months. My child is 20 months. And I'm like, just say the years.
I used to laugh at that, too.
I guess, and now I don't, because here's the thing. I wish somebody would just grab me by the neck and just told me.
Yeah.
When, like, we age, like, year to year, and kids, like, a kid that's 6 to 7 to 8, that's why we measure it. Dude, when they're like 16 weeks to 17 weeks, 18, they're changing weekly.
It's crazy.
Majorly.
Yeah.
So, trying to raise this crazy kid, that's been really fun.
They're unlocking new mechanics and skill trees like every week, every month.
Leveling up.
They're leveling up like, whoa, you weren't doing that.
My movie that I've talked about in the past is coming out this Sunday, probably by the time or right before the time that this airs. It's called Choke, and it's coming out on Apple TV, Amazon, and
you gotta
YouTube.
watch that. You gotta watch
You can rent or purchase it. Check it out. It's a thriller film. You can read the synopsis on there. I won't bore you, but that's been in the works forever.
How does it feel? You're such an Apple guy to have the film you directed and self-funded and release on Apple TV.
It's really cool.
That's cool.
I didn't know where it was going to end up, but when I found out that we had the capability, we had to save up for a year to do this, to get this on this platform. So it was not an easy process, but they were like, yeah, this can go on Apple TV. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Because I was like, oh, maybe it'll go on like Tubi. maybe.
Yeah.
But like we got that, and that was really cool. So
That's awesome.
So that's been going on. Yeah, we've been releasing music, like Travis said, and yeah, we just I'll lead right into our first topic. I think we just checked out the Game Awards too.
Yeah, we should talk Game Awards.
Yeah, Game Awards was just happened, and what stuck out to you? Did the Game Awards suck? What do you think of Jeff Keighley and his Muppet Brigade? Did you watch?
I want to hear from Jacob because we streamed it together.
Let's hear from me. I didn't watch.
Yeah, let's hear from Jacob. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Breaking news: man who didn't watch show.
I didn't watch it, and to be honest with you, I don't think I've watched it since. I couldn't tell you,
You know
the last time I
what?
watched it.
Fireworks and the Game Awards, you're like you run from these
Oh
things.
yeah, I don't do those things, dude.
I think-
Fireworks, I've never.
There was like 4 years in a row I was inviting you to fireworks. You're like, I don't like fireworks. I don't like fireworks. And then after the fifth time asking, I was like, he doesn't like
dude.
That's how long it takes for me to understand
Here's the
someone's
thing.
like serious about
I'm
something. I'm
always
like, oh.
busy during the 4th of July because I have a camp that I go to because I'm a youth
Okay.
pastor. But they do a 4th of July thing, and you know what I do every year? I don't go to that thing. I walk around, hang out with teens because I'm like, I hate fireworks, dude. Fireworks
Yeah.
suck. And I'm like, who cares? Like, I can watch it on YouTube.
But what if they made like a new firework that you had never seen?
It'd have to be a nuke. Like, the only thing would be, I'd have to watch a nuke go
But
off. Like,
here's a nuke going off. I was like, oh, I'll head over there.
I'm
and get
like, oh,
radioactive
dude, that's
poisoning.
cool. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen it all. I've seen a dude, 2 years ago, dude, I saw a guy.
Seen it all.
He jumped from a plane and had fireworks attached to his ankles. And they were just going off while he was
That
falling.
didn't do anything for you.
I was like, yeah, that's cool.
That sounds like innovation to me.
Here's the crazy thing. The best part about it, his parachute didn't work. So like he's falling, and
But the fireworks did.
the fireworks did work. He's falling, and we're like, he's not pulling that chute. He's getting really close to the ground, and finally he pulled his middle chute, and he was good. He was fine. But I was like, that was entertaining. That was actually really close. Like, but all that being said,
Did you hear kind of a tangent, but on the parachute thing, there's a video that just came out of that person. Those people were jumping out of
yeah,
that plane,
I
and
saw
the
the guy.
parachute
Oh.
got stuck on the,
on the
wing.
wing.
So he's just hanging there,
Oh, I
and
haven't
he
seen
can't
that.
move. And he luckily had a knife he packed
Yep.
with him, because like not everybody was there was like, I don't always pack a knife when I parachute, but like all these people were going, oh, I'm always doing it from now
Dude,
on. But then I would never want to do that in the first place. But like if he didn't have that knife, like that's what he did to cut it, and then he had to
Do you have a
chance
backup
it.
parachute?
He had the backup, but people said it was a 50-50 shot when he hit that thing because all of the other like that.
He had the little strings.
It was the
going up.
strings. He couldn't get all the
Yeah.
strings and stuff, so that had to. It didn't get tangled up in that.
Oh my
he was really
gosh.
lucky.
He got
still,
lucky
after that.
Did he just fall out or did he get pushed out? I can't remember. I remember seeing the video because the one guy he went to the side because he held on to
I
the
think it was.
side of the
I think it
plane.
was an accident. Oh, something activated the parachute.
Yeah, his parachute just
the
popped.
parachute. Yeah,
his parachute just
it
popped
got
from inside
pulled.
the
It got
plane.
pulled. It got
And
pulled.
it pulled him out onto the wing.
Yeah.
The plane almost crashed
Yeah,
because
the
of
plane because that thing was hanging on it. But crazy
So
video.
it was kinda
Check out
crazy.
the parachute.
I do want to
Hanging video.
comment. I do know about the Expedition Awards, and I'm aware of everything that happened there. It just solidifies what this year has meant to the gaming industry. That's all.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, bro, this year has been terrible.
Did you play Expedition 33?
No, I heard it's good, but
What,
I watched.
what are you
I watched the
talking about?
cutscenes. It was okay.
You haven't played? No. I'm done with this. You don't watch a book. You don't listen
Okay.
to a movie. You don't
Jacob,
fucking watch a game. You gotta play a game. It's a game.
Jacob, I
It's a
watched the
game,
cutscene.
and
You
you're-
watched the
of
cutscene.
Exodus.
And you're
Hey,
wrong too.
It
Like
looks good. I'm sure it plays great. I don't have the time.
I was never going
either
to play
it or
it.
don't play it, but you didn't play it.
I was never going to play it. I did have a good time with the story. I thought
Yeah.
there was some cool stuff on there. I'm
will
not.
never-
I'm not dogging the game. Just that turn-based and that type of game. I'm not. It's not. can't
That's
do it.
okay.
Can't do it.
I get that.
But I wanted to check it out. This is gaming podcast. I wanted to be in the know on some of the stuff. I
Yeah.
want to check some of the stuff out. But
I'm just an
yeah.
old millennial that just like thinks you just play games.
I get
don't
it.
know.
You want to experience the experience.
Yeah.
I just think there's some experiences where you're like, I want the TikTok version of it. That's what it is. I want the TikTok
he wants to
version
watch
of
Kai
it.
Sinat stream it.
I'll
Yeah.
watch Kai stream Elden Ring for 300 hours, but I won't play it. That'll be a dang thing.
Yeah.
So ain't
But
that the truth?
for me, I think there was three things that stood out to me, and that was Orbitals, which was this 80s,
Oh, that looks
90s
sweet.
Switch exclusive game. That was like blowing me away. That
You said
style.
Orbitals?
I think that style even again stands out even more out of like this Unreal Engine kind of paradigm that we're stuck
Yeah.
in on that kind of same. You can look at a game and like, oh, that's an Unreal Engine game.
Yeah.
It just has that look to it. And this game absolutely looks astonishing. It looks the most anime I've ever seen in a game.
Yeah.
But check out Orbitals, and then Coven of the Chicken Foot, which is
Wait, that sounds like a weird
That looks
title.
cool.
it's a grandma and some monster, and it looks like the Last Guardian graphics, and she's got chicken feet and like legs.
Yeah. That looks cool.
That looked really cool. And then lastly was the Tomb Raider. New Tomb Raider. We've been
I did
waiting
hear
for
about the Tomb Raider.
forever for some new Tomb Raider games. So I'm a big Tomb Raider head. That to me is probably your Resident Evil or any, like I'm always going to be checking out Tomb Raider games.
Yeah.
Like I'm always going to be getting
That was
those.
cool.
And-
They're doing 2 of them too.
Yeah.
The remake of the one and then a new one. That's
this
cool.
is the second time they've remade the first one, which is funny.
Yeah.
We've like powered through those that series, but
Yeah. The stuff that stuck out to me announcement wise, I mean, some of it wasn't new announcements. Like Saros looks awesome. That's the new game from the Returnal people. It looks like more Returnal fun madness. Ace Combat 8. I cannot wait.
It's back, baby.
I cannot wait. That's going to be awesome. It looks almost like there's like life sim elements of like you're on the base and like you're like hanging out with your crew and stuff. It looks cool. I really think Resident Evil 9 looks fun. They're definitely getting, as you just mentioned, I've been really into Resident Evil the last couple of years. It looks like they're definitely trying to, with the last couple, 7 was like really horror focused, and then 8 was like horror, and then it became action at the end. They can never get fully away from the action stuff. That always pulls them back in. They're like addicted to it.
I think it's like an entertainment factor.
Yeah,
for
I
them.
think they want to be the ultimate horror. So now with this, what they're doing is with Grace's campaign, it's going to be more horror, and with Leon's campaign, it's going to be more action.
that might be a home run.
Well,
That's a
their
cool blend.
explanation was, I read the producer, he was like, we want Leon to be, and Chris and these guys to be in games, but the problem is like they've seen it all. So there's nothing scary when you're playing as Leon. You feel strong. So they were like, but Grace is more of a rookie in this world. So that's why they wanted to do that, is like you get the action with Leon and you get the horror with Grace. I think it was a pretty smart explanation. The game looks completely bonkers. I'm sure the story will be insane. And
that's either going to work extremely well, because I would compare it to like recent games, like even Mario Wonder will have these like regular levels, and then they'll have you like these little side levels that are really quick, like TikTok little things. You're doing something fun and crazy. Yeah. And then you go back to that, and that variety I love in that's one thing in modern games I think do better. As much as, I mean, you can look around, I got a million old games. Love old games. But that is something modern gaming does have down pat. Yeah. Is the gameplay loop of like, hey, you're gonna be doing this 1 second, and you're constantly doing new stuff. Yeah. Metal Gear Solid 5 was an awesome example of that. Like changing up what you're doing so quick you never get bored. But only worry with that is like that I have, and I wonder how it's going to work out, is with horror games, like you're dreading and you're sitting in an atmosphere for so long that like if you're doing that and then you jump to like action in the Gazette, is it going to be jarring? That remains to be seen.
That's a great point. I wondered that. It bodes well. I mean, I'm a sucker for a dual protagonist game between Last of Us 2 and Alan Wake 2. Like, I tend to really like those style of games. So we'll see, but that's a good point. That was kind of the problem with 6, was like in one person's campaign, it's horror, and then the next campaign, you're like shooting the zombie president, and then the next campaign, it's like Call of Duty. I will say, I am getting RE6 vibes a little bit from the tone of this game. So we'll see. I mean, I like all the Resident Evils. I like the funny ones. I like the goofy ones. I like the scary ones. So I've yet to play one that I didn't think was worth my time. Yeah. So
I will say one thing I'm going to give them credit here that could work is Half-Life 2. That had Ravenholm in it. Yeah. And then the rest of the game is not super scary like that. So it kind of jumped in and out from that. But I think that was the only major scary part of that game, though, too. So yeah, we'll see.
What else was there? Okay, so a new announcement wise, I'm trying to think like what there was. We got to talk about
New Old Republic.
Fate of the Old Republic.
I did see that.
Now, this is weird. It's a new studio. I think it's still backed by EA, so the Saudis are giving us a gift here. But the company was established less than 6 months ago. It's a lot of ex-BioWare devs. The rumor was earliest is 2030.
Yeah, Jason Schreier came out, big rumor guy, Kotaku, no, he's on his own thing now or whatever.
Yeah. And then go ahead.
He came out and said earliest 2030 is optimistic.
Yeah, and then but then it's weird.
But then the director came out and said, I'm not, I don't know how much longer I got to live. I'm gonna make sure this comes out before like this will.
But how much can he really do? I mean, if they've been in existence for 6 months, they don't even know the story yet. So I don't know. And then they're weird about being clear of this is not a sequel to Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. So then I'm like, okay. And it's called Fate of the Old Republic, which implies to me it's not set during the Old Republic, but it's maybe about what happened to the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Like exploring the history. And to me, that's kind of a different thing than being a Knights of the Old Republic game. So I'm cautiously optimistic. We haven't had a new Knights of the Old Republic or Old Republic game since the MMO.
The Old Republic hasn't been touched.
So, I mean, this is the first thing Star Wars related that's gotten me excited since probably I walked out of the theater of Rise of Skywalker. Legitimately. I'm not like, I can't wait to play this, but I'm interested, but we'll see. I'll tell you what I'm not interested in, not to be a Debbie Downer. I don't know why there's a Star Wars Racer. Galactic Racer. No. Confirmed. There are no pods.
Oh, who cares?
It's set in the sequel trilogy era.
They do that?
It's speeders only.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to race with a
People
speeder.
want to race with pods.
I mean, that's part of the fun.
What are we doing?
That's like the one thing out of the movie that I'm like,
it's still cool they're doing a racing game.
I do think that's cool, but it's always like degree off of like, how do we not?
Speeders don't look impressive.
I'm sure it'll be fun. Maybe it'll be fun. Well, I'm not like all the way out, but I don't know. I was like, no pods, man.
I'm glad, this is much different than the world we were in a couple years ago with it was locked down.
When it was you're absolutely right.
So I'll take this crumb and I'll chew it up.
I'm with you. I'm being a little negative there, but I that was awful when it was only EA could make the Star Wars games and there was just nothing coming out or very little. And it was, Was there anything else? Okay. The last reveal, big whiff with High Guard.
Well, the Half-Life rumors came up again and did not happen, but he always hypes it up, and there was memes after this we were sharing in the group chat afterwards of like, oh my gosh, this game will change your life. It's from a studio that is beloved, and you're like, oh gosh, it's a new X or Y that you've always thought of, and it's like, here's a new
it's like multicolored clowns dancing with their clown shoes.
But I don't know. Sometimes they stick the landing, and they did not stick the landing this time. But
this was
Half-Life rumors are so funny. Like I put in the group chat, I was like, didn't get announced again, and it's a person putting clown makeup on. But like I've been doing that. I realize it's like we've been waiting 2 decades.
Well, we got Half-Life Alyx.
That's true, and we did get. And if you're counting from like the episode 1 and 2s or whatever, but still, it's around like 20 years we waited for the actual 3, the big number.
Because Alyx is a prequel.
Yeah,
it's still awesome.
Alyx is great. Alyx is a great game.
There are people that are like I'm interacting with on like TikTok that were born before I've been waiting for Half-Life. You know what I mean?
They got me this time because I thought it was happening.
Yes. I do think
you were like, this is it.
I will say
I think it'll still come out.
There's more smoke than fire than ever before in the 20 years. So I think that's why I got played this time, but didn't see it this time. But Game Awards, there's some fun stuff on there.
They must have paid so much money for that final spot.
Yeah.
They must have paid so much money.
Didn't they say for a minute it's like $1 million or whatever they had to pay? It's like the Super Bowl.
What?
they're like paying Super Bowl money to.
Bro, no wonder games are so expensive.
But that was the Game Awards. Other recent stuff we should probably talk about, just more recent, is Metroid Prime 4 came out. Another game that we've been waiting nearly 20 years for.
It's 2017. Been a long time.
2017 was when it was first announced.
Very long time.
And we got the logo trailer. Then I don't know if it was during pandemic times or whatever. Finally, they came out and said, we're rebooting this. This sucks. Is what they came out. And now it's finally out. You can actually buy it. I don't know any of our...
It's on my Christmas list. It's one if I want to play it.
Yeah.
Just for the novelty of the mouse mode and the 120 hertz mode. If it didn't have the mouse support, because I have my Switch 2 and I've never gotten to use the mouse for anything, and I've never gotten to see the higher frame rate. And Digital Foundry said it looks impeccable with that 120 hertz mode. They're like, it's really, really smooth. This is a fun experience on the TV for that reason alone. So if it's a GIF, I'm excited to play it and I'm down. That's like the perfect gift for me, is like something I'm not going to shell out $70 and go out of my way to buy, but I want to play, you know, for the fun of it. But no, I didn't play it. You haven't played it.
I mean,
I'm more of a 2D Metroid guy anyway. I played Prime Remaster last year for the first time and I was cool on it. It had cool moments. I
think Prime was one of those things, and maybe I'm just like opinionated in that sense. I think Prime was really good when it first came out on the GameCube because it was so like big jump, big leap. Metroid's going in a whole new direction.
Sure.
Like Prime 2 built on it. Echoes, you can take it or leave it.
But Corruption was 3.
I thought it was Echoes. Echoes is 2. Sorry, I mixed them up. Yeah, Corruption's 3. 3 was the one. Yeah. 3's the one I'm like, you could take it or leave it. But this one, the only one that I'm like, okay, I might want to get this, but I haven't done it yet because I have something else I'll talk about later. But the only reason why I haven't like committed to it, the open world element. Have you guys seen that?
Yes.
I heard a comparison that made me cooler with it, but go ahead, I'll tell you.
Oh no, I mean, I just was like, how do I put this? My stomach doesn't sit well on it because I'm just like, why did we go this direction and it doesn't look finished?
The one thing I'll say is when I heard this comparison, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Metroid Prime is taking that 2D Metroid game and putting it in 3D. I heard the comparison of Metroid Prime 4's overworld is like Ocarina of Time's overworld. It just connects the zones.
It's just a hub world.
It's a hub world that connects the zones, and there's little secrets that kind of evolve over time as you play, potentially. Okay. And so it's not like it's an open world game like a GTA or a Cyberpunk where like it's all in that open map. It's like that's a middle zone that you kind of traverse.
It gets you to World 1, World 2,
It's like little breathers. Yeah. And now that is a little scandalous because, I mean, older Metroid games were kind of all on top of each other. But I mean, we've had 3 games of that. When I heard that, I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. That's different." They didn't seem very confident in it though, because they didn't show that for like the first 3 trailers. It's kind of odd, but
I guess my impression with the game, because I've followed it very, very closely, because I really love Metroid Prime 1. I think that is a 10 out of 10 game for me. But I watched the preview started coming out, and people in droves all were complaining about these NPC characters. We got to talk about these NPC characters. Yeah. And they have all this Marvel humor. They all have this, wow, do I go back to the office or I go here? Well, when? Then I'm here or something. And like, he's right behind me, isn't he? Like all this kind of bad, just humor we've heard for
stuff
years.
That's just not in any Metroid game I've ever played.
If that was in any other game, I would still not like it, but this is so extremely not compatible, I think, with what we've had in the past with Metroid. And some people have kind of countered that and said, well, Metroid can't keep sitting in the same way. That's true too. Like you can't have we got Breath of the Wild, we got they had to stretch things in new directions. I just don't think this is positive. You know what I mean? Like, okay, cool that you're trying something different. But when I saw that, like my hype level just hit the floor, because I was like, because people were like, wait, this could only be like 10 minutes of it. And I was like, even if it's 10 minutes of it, the whole game is about the isolation, or at least the past games have been about that isolation and really putting you in that world. And you're alone in this alien world, and they really nailed those feelings in all of the older Metroid Prime. So that's what I was looking for with 4 with 4K graphics, or, you know what I mean? That was what was going to be the pull. So when I have all these NPC characters, it's like, what are we doing? I don't know. That was the first kind of hit, and I was like, I'll wait for reviews before I buy this now. That was kind of a damper on me. But I've watched a ton of different, like I've watched the ones where people were ultimately positive about it and suggested it, and I saw other ones that were not. And I've played enough games to know what I like and what I don't, and I'm kind of skipping out on this one because what the impression I got overall with this game was and put in the comments if I'm wrong, but there are beautiful like scenery moments, like jaw-dropping, like there's a giant Elden Ring tree at some point or whatever, like in the distance, and it all looks really good. 4K 120, I could imagine the stuff I've seen was really good. But then you go to like the desert, and you're just riding, and it's like, oh, you have to get these green crystals, and then mini spoiler, but it's more about like thing you have to do. You have to get like a gajillion of those crystals to get to the final thing, I heard. Like you just have to ride around in circles for hours.
Yeah.
To get the number to unlock some door or something at some point. I don't know all the details. But it's that kind of stuff. And then like I see other stuff and gameplay and kind of it just looks disjointed. And then I kind of had the same feeling on that went over me as Metal Gear Solid 5 did when I went, oh, the game wasn't finished or the game wasn't whatever. With that, this game was finished, but you could tell when they rebooted it,
the vision was compromised.
They kind of like cut off the rib off of this Frankenstein and put it on this foot of this leg of this monster.
Back together.
And dude, like, oh, the freaking shoulders are strong in this game, but then like, what happened to the face? Like, you know what I mean? Like that, it kind of felt disjointed. And it kind of felt like haphazard in points. I don't feel like it's a cohesive experience. I even heard the people that like the game said that, like, it doesn't feel cohesive.
You know what this reminds me of? And I didn't play this other game. This reminds me of what happened with Bayonetta 3.
Yeah.
Where they announced it super early with a logo.
Yeah.
And then you didn't see it forever. And then it came out really late in the Switch's life cycle after like a bunch of kind of like chaos behind the scenes. Would you say that's fair? There's some similarity.
And similar, probably in some ways, I did have some good fun in that game, but ultimately, as it like sat on me after I beat it, it was like the game was disjointed.
Yeah,
and
it wasn't really what
it wasn't. It was like a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10 game, kind of in the end. But no, again, I think people dig it, and I want to talk to you guys about this. I've been thinking a lot about this with Metroid Prime, with Prime, and kind of the discourse about it online. Is that like we need to fix like reviews, or we need to fix like people's attitudes? And here's what I got to say. Here's what I mean by that. People are either one thing or the other. And like, I can explain this. What's a game I like that like you guys are like not with? I'm trying to think of something like average that I like. I don't know.
Average?
Dark Cloud 1. That's like a beloved game to me. 1 and 2 or whatever. 1 especially is kind of a mid-tier 6 out of 10. People give a 6 out of 10 game, whatever. I beat that recently. I went back and like replayed it.
Yeah.
Really enjoy that game. I think people don't like to just admit things. It's okay to say like, if you said you hated I don't know what Tears of the Kingdom or whatever. Like I could just be like, okay, that's fine that you don't like that or whatever. But people feel like they have to defend Metro. Like I've been seeing the funniest defenses of Metroid Prime 4. And it's like, so what I'm saying is like, we need to fix like the internet. I was like reading this, was like, what is going on?
Because fixing it.
This is the society we live in.
But like, I'm looking at the comments and I'm looking at people like fiercely defend it to a point of like hilarity. And then I'm seeing people over like really crap on it. And they're like, you can't like this or whatever. And it's like, there is a balance of saying, hey, there's definitely, let's admit, there was some troubled development with this game.
There could be things that are just fine.
There are definite probably issues in Metroid Prime 4 objectively. But the people that I saw on YouTube that really said, hey, overall, I recommend this game and I do really love this game in the series, that's totally valid. Like you can, that's the problem is like the people that really loved it, not all of them, but like I think those people get really defensive if you admit some of these things like, I didn't have this, and that. Like, I can look at Dark Cloud and you can say that was really mid or this graphic suck or whatever, and I can be like, yeah, I like playing it. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy, you can enjoy something that is 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
But people don't like to admit, and the Metacritic stuff is really big too. Like, people are married to that, and it's like, I can like a 65 out of Metacritic game and really dig it.
All Metacritic is just a reflection of how the press generally perceived something.
Yes.
I think it's kind of fun when I like something that has a lower or more middling Metacritic score, and it can be a little maddening when there's something you really don't like that you know gets a lot of praise. Evidently, that's how you feel about Claire Obscure. I get passionate. We get passionate on this podcast about you know some of these franchises, some of these entries that we have a lot of attachment to the series or a lot of attachment to one entry, and then the next one betrays certain elements of it. So like I think that's all fine, but I don't think we've ever spent any time on the show arguing if something should have gotten higher or lower scores.
No,
and I think that is a weird cultural thing that there is a lot of on the internet. Well, like we'll argue about the thing, we never argue it should have gotten this.
Yeah.
It needed more roses or it needed more praise. Maybe we've said, oh, this was kind of underappreciated in its time, but never like, so I don't know what that is in people. I love Metacritic. To me is a really helpful tool for gauging the culture.
Yes.
That's what I love it for. Like, how's the culture feeling about this?
Yeah.
And I may zig when everybody else zags.
Yeah.
It's not super common, but a lot of times I'll see something like that kind of looks fine. And then it gets an 82 and I'm like, it probably was fine. But when something peaks above where I expect or below, that's when it gets my eye.
I like it because, like, if we were to, like, me and Travis rate a new Metal Gear coming out, we're pretty, like, entrenched in that world.
Yeah.
You need a different opinion.
Yes.
You need a variety. And Metacritic gives you a scope of opinions. And when all those scopes line up to, like, the 90s, that is something that piques, I think, people interest. Because it's like, oh, you've got across the board different personalities and things that people enjoy in games. All those people kind of rated this high enough to get that. So that's when it actually does pique interest or whatever. But yeah, I'm with you. It's a weird thing with internet people, and things are just very this or that, or you got to really defend it. And it's like,
it comes down to social commentary. And now in today's world, everyone feels like they have to have a take. Yeah. Everyone, and not only do they have a take, they have a platform in which they can voice that take.
Like what we're doing right now.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the issue. That's honestly the borderline issue. As we've gotten older, and as things have changed and as communications have changed, people can just voice. And I say this loosely, though.
That might be the biggest thing you just said is as we get older. Because I don't know if there's maybe there is a ton of like 40-year-olds running around mad about Metroid. But there are probably 20 and younger kids that are probably a little more.
Now, the genres we grew up with no longer consider us because they have to continue to maintain, so they have to appeal to younger audiences too. So it's like, well, I shouldn't say that. Not every genre, but
that's probably what was going on with the NPCs with Metroid. Probably.
And the same thing for like Call of Duty and the games I grew up with that I love. They're not for me anymore, and I know that. There's a reason why there's every color in the rainbow running around and just shooting things and having fun in Call of Duty. That's perfectly fine. I'm willing to admit that. I'm an unk in that. So like that's fine. But I just, again, when you say, hey, what's happened in that world, just people can have a voice now. And back in the day, people couldn't say these things because I wouldn't know what Joe Schmo from Wyoming was saying.
I think
there quickly becomes a meta on, you're kind of right, like what you guys all are saying of like influencers too.
Yeah.
And it quickly really becomes a meta of like.
That's the worst part about it.
That's what's killing me right now.
It quickly becomes a meta of like, well, this or this thing, and you can't like that, and it's like, no, someone could like the NPC. I did see people actually say like, I actually ended up enjoying some of those in the end, and it's like you can actually enjoy them. For me, I looked at that and went, like, for me personally, I couldn't like deal with it, but like people that hated it couldn't even imagine a world where someone would like that and has like that, and then the people that liked it couldn't. On the extreme on both ends. But like, I was just flabbergasted that somebody just couldn't be like, this was an issue, or like this. I've seen people defend that the music in the desert was locked behind the amiibo.
Yeah,
and that's when I was like, again, we gotta step away.
We also live in a
like,
trolling culture too. So like, I can't take anything serious.
You might get rage baited,
That's what I mean. So it's like, I've learned this, and this is where I stand by the hill I die on. The moment I said I don't appreciate, or I shouldn't say that, I don't love Breath of the Wild the same way as everyone else does, I realized I'm on the out on that. And I'm willing to be like, I'm on the out. It's okay. I'm okay to be on the out. I don't need to prove to you why I'm wrong unless you really want to go at it. But like, that's just where I'm at. And I think there are times when people just aren't willing to accept that they're in the minority of something.
That's a very well stated. People aren't comfortable being in the minority.
Yeah.
I think we probably I think I've been that way at times in my life or with things with, whether it's games or movies or whatever. I think that the battle, like when something is divisive in the battle to declare that their side is the majority, that is so, and the biggest one's The Last Jedi. Regardless of what you think, there are people who talk like everybody thinks the way I think about that movie, and it's like, no, they really don't. Like,
do not.
It's very divisive things are, I'll argue with you guys because it's sport and it's fun and we have similar,
it's kind of
but I don't like argue with people on Twitter about these things. That to me is like, these people don't have friends or like they don't have a social group
Yeah.
They don't have
the Last
a group
of Us,
people to battle this out and have
and
fun
really, The
with.
Last of Us, those type of debates we have, like heated debates, don't come around often. So when they do,
it's fun. It's
fun.
like, we're on opposite sides of this. But like, I'm not fighting the fight on The Last of Us Reddit with people. Like, I couldn't give a crap about that.
Yeah.
And I
just don't see why people feel like they need to go get that dog and they need to go have that dog fight. Because it just doesn't, like, what do you get? Do you go to bed better at night when you're like, man, I really want to TikTok and show them the one
I have no clue.
Like, that's what I mean. I don't get the...
And again, maybe that's something that you just get older. Like, I can take the L's and I can like...
I do have a...
I'm trying to think of something recently that you guys poo-pooed on. What was something you guys poo-pooed on me and whatever? I was like, I dig it.
Was it Stadia?
No, that's a different thing.
No.
I don't know. Probably... It was probably something with we haven't done a podcast in a while.
I know it's been a while. Can't think of anything, but
I'm trying to think the last time one of us really loved a game though that didn't. This is the thing, maybe the ultimate ad for Metacritic. When's the last time one of us really loved a game that had a bad Metacritic? It doesn't happen that often. And that's the thing is everybody loves to hate on Metacritic. And my big thing is people are like, game scores don't matter. It's like, they don't matter in singularity, but in aggregate, they're interesting.
I know.
They are interesting.
Yes. Yeah. And there. I just thought of one. Tears of the Kingdom, I believe I adored. I hated it actually when it came out.
I've been more meh on it.
And you guys have been more meh about it. So now I need to fight Travis.
Better than Breath. I just don't think it's like...
Now I need to fight Travis.
The greatest thing ever.
He's not saying it's a 10 out of 10 on Metacritic, so we'll see.
I did play that again recently.
Man, I'm really hoping...
I'm making glacial progress through that game.
I'm really hoping we get a dungeon crawling Zelda again.
All right. I could get that. I don't want any more of what this is.
No,
I loved Breath of the Wild. I was okay on Tears. If this third one comes out and he's like coming down like in a thing
mechanical,
and like getting
dragon.
in a boat and driving across the ocean of the same map or something, I'm gonna lose my mind. They gotta
please go back to dungeon crawling.
I don't think there's any going back, but they've got to go forward, and I don't know what that means.
I think they will. I think we got enough. I'm done too with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. It's like I'm 2 and done. We're good on that. So I think they will.
I did beat a complete side. I beat Ocarina of Time again. This is my third time beating it, and there is no greater joy than beating that game, in my opinion.
That game's so good.
It's so fun, dude. You can't.
I saw there's a recompiled version for PC. Is that what you were playing?
No. Okay, hold on.
And you can play it like 120 FPS.
I didn't tell you guys. I went to Africa.
You did your year catch up. You didn't even talk about Africa.
Dude, I completely forgot. I went to Africa. So like on the way to Africa, I beat Ocarina of Time.
That's fun.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I was like. And that's what I mean.
Like not in one sitting that you just happened to beat it from the way you're playing it. Or did you start?
No, I started it on the way there, and by the time I landed in Africa,
those are long flights. Was it a 16-hour flight?
16-hour flight.
You could there and back and playing a little bit there.
That's true.
That's a lot of playing.
Yeah, that's a lot of playing.
When I'm on a flight, like a long flight, I can play a game for like an hour and a half, and then I'm kind of like, I need to do something else for a minute.
I'm telling you right now, there was, again, side tangent, I had to lock in. There was no other way I didn't lock in, because like I would have opened the emergency exit door. Like we would not have made it if I could not stand the fact that I was like so entrenched in something.
I was playing, what did I play? I brought my Switch 2 and played something. Paper Mario. I was playing Paper Mario RPG, the 1,000-Year Door remake.
Yeah.
But I don't like to sleep on planes. I get there's like some anxiety thing in me, but I took Dramamine for like the...
Oh, you're out.
I've never known if I'm like sick, like when you get like motion sick, but my wife always like, hey, just take this just in case, so I don't know if I can take it without it. But I took it, and like that doesn't make you sleepy, and like I was trying to like stay awake, and I would see Paper Mario, and I like,
oh my gosh,
and I finally did like fall asleep. I did end up falling asleep for a little bit.
Nothing cracked me up more than like, my wife was playing Pokemon Violet, and she was doing like they have this mega battle where you fight the machine or whatever. I don't know. Pokemon's gotten crazy lately. But they fight this like roadster car, and I look over and she's like, and I just hear the music dun 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 dun, and I'm like, should I wake her up and tell her to like finish the fight, or what should I do?
Yeah.
Finish the fight.
Because I don't really
Halo
know
style.
what she's supposed to be doing.
Finish the fight, Halo style. Speaking of Halo's coming to PlayStation 5.
About time. That's all.
That's what happened in between us not. We go
About
away.
Yeah,
and
Microsoft fully dissolved.
we go away
into
for
nothing.
6 months, and Master Chief is now going to be on PlayStation. That to me, for someone that of our generation that grew up I'm gonna get that on PlayStation 5 and play it because
I can't. It feels weird to me.
I don't know how I feel about when I see the control pop up saying press X, and I'm like,
it's just such
X
a thing
means
you would
something
like
else.
joke about in the lunchroom with your friends, like
Sure.
Halo's on PlayStation. Like that was always a stupid, like dumb
I agree.
level joke. So to have it happen, I want to be a part of that. Like I want to hear that Halo music come up when I'm on the PlayStation controller. That's
so weird.
It is definitely probably sacrilegious. It definitely feels a little bit sacrilegious.
I'm still to this day, if a game like Silent Hill 2 remake or like Metal Gears, I know I'd have a better time with some of that. Maybe not Silent Hill 2 remake, but like Metal Gears, I know I'd have a better time with them on PC, but I buy them on PlayStation because it's like, this is what a PlayStation does.
Yeah.
It plays Metal Gear. It plays, and I'm still kind of OCD about that. But now that I'm kind of Xbox, everything's an Xbox. I'm just going to buy my Xbox games on Steam, and Steam will be my Xbox.
Yeah.
And Microsoft will just have to live with that.
I will say Xbox has done a great job because I'm like your everyday person. These two are the exception. I'm your everyday. If you're watching this and you're an everyday guy, comment below and say I'm like you. But I have yet to cancel my Xbox PC Pass, Game Pass.
Well, because they haven't gotten rid of that yet. And
here's
made
the thing.
it more expensive.
But the problem is they have made it expensive, and I just forget I have it. And it falls in the realm of I can play games from Xbox, and I just forget because I don't have an Xbox around my house. So like you forget you
because everything's an Xbox. Your toaster's an Xbox.
So if they're taking money from you and you just now realized it, comment down below.
Oh my gosh,
Stop
Jacob's giving you some good tips, some Xbox
Stop
tips.
it and just disconnect it.
Just cancel.
Speaking of Microsoft, just to say this, I said this at the top. I am full on leaving Microsoft in the dust.
Yeah.
Full on.
I mean, you did Linux.
I built a new computer. I did all AMD, so I don't have to worry about driver stuff. I went with a Linux distro. It's my first time ever using Linux outside of just like the Steam Deck, which you're not really using Linux. You're just playing Steam Deck and you boot over.
It's a layer on top of that.
But that was a moment of discovery for me of like, I know this is a pretty stripped down distro, Steam OS, but I can do this. I can manage this. Now, I mean, when it's your dedicated computer, you know, there's a little more you do, but I absolutely love it. I've been able to play everything I want to play with no issues. I'm loving it. And Microsoft and their AI stuff, I mean, work stuff, whatever, that's work stuff. But I do not want that on my personal computer, taking snapshots of me every 10 seconds and training them on my personal time. That's no thank you.
When I saw that, because I have not updated to Windows 11 on my personal computer. I have Windows 10 still. When I saw that, I was like, oh, then there's no chance. Like, I am like either skipping this or never getting Windows 11 whatsoever. Like,
See, I've been on Windows 11 forever, but I've never had like the Copilot crap come up.
It's about to. They're starting to push it.
No.
They're starting to push that update. No,
I guess. Okay.
Not optional.
I use AI all the time.
It's not that I don't use AI. I want to be clear. I use AI. I do not want my operating system so embedded with AI that it is trying to do things for me constantly.
That's the one
like
thing
you pull up a Word document in this new version of Copilot, and like the start of the Word document is 2/3 of the way down the page. It's like, what can we make for you?
Yes.
And it's like, nothing. I want to type something. Like, and they're scanning all of your files. They're using it to train. I'll sum this up. Satya Nadella was giving an interview recently, like in the last week or two, and he said, today, Windows is a customer-facing product. In the near future, it will be an agent-facing product. That tells me Windows isn't for me anymore. Also, an AI doesn't need a user interface. Yeah. You could just interact with the literal code of the program. You don't need... That's stupid. Like, to train an AI to use a GUI... The GUIs are for humans. They're not for computers. Computers already speak fine with computers via APIs. So that to me is ridiculous anyway. But I don't need my utilization of my computer to be so leveraged for them to train their stuff. And then beyond that, the thing that really sold me on going to Linux was when I was a kid and I had Windows XP or whatever on my laptop, on my home computer. I liked just getting on my computer.
Yes.
And like getting my music, getting my files, making it pop up the way I want in Windows Media Player, editing. Like I felt like my computer was my computer, right? Like nowadays I don't have that joy when I'm on my Windows computer. I like it's open things up and there's all these ads and all this weather and all these news stories and all this stuff like I don't want to be seeing. And every time I would go to do something, they're recommending this and that. I went to Linux and it's just clean. It's just so clean. The only things that are on it are things I put on it. I use a tiling manager, so I don't even hardly touch my mouse. I just zip between workspaces. I've got shortcuts for everything. I can install things. I've gotten addicted to installing things from the terminal. Just hit terminal and I put, super key T or whatever. And I type in sudo pacman, type in Spotify, hit enter. Spotify's installed. I didn't have to go to a website. I didn't have to do anything. Just the package manager just gives me that because I love it. It's amazing. I don't think I could ever go back from my. So I love that feeling of getting my computer dialed in the way I want it without any of this outside noise. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
I've had crappy moments like with Windows because like I got forced to Windows 11 because I remember I woke up one day and I went to log on and my computer was updating and I was like, what the heck happened?
Yeah, that's the other thing. It will just do it on its own.
Yeah, so I was like, well, how in the world? And I remember when it updated, I lost all my stuff. Like, it was all gone. So I was just like, so I started on a fresh install of Windows 11. But I've never had, like, the issues, like, with any of that. So I'm curious what's going to come, because I've never experienced that. But also on the side, I guess, of... Okay, can I say this openly? Do I care?
You don't have to care.
And that's why I think, like, but like Linux to me, Linux seems like the perfect creative space for the people who like want that experience of I want to control what I can control.
Yeah.
And that's what exists for it. And I'm like, I respect Linux for that.
I wouldn't say everybody should just do that. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I did research and I picked out the distro I wanted to use because I liked their wiki and it was really clean and laid out so I can quickly reference things and troubleshoot. I haven't had a lot of issues, but it's not that it's for everybody and everybody should do it. And I will say, I only did this because I built a new computer.
Yeah.
And all this stuff has been on my mind. I was using Windows and getting by fine.
Yeah,
it's not that there was something so egregious that happened.
Or stopping
it's just all these little moments that then I started looking into Linux and I was like, I just like the idea of a clean desktop. I like the idea of learning a little bit more about how my computer works. And instead of navigating websites to install things, like using a package manager. And I just got kind of nerdy and interested in it. And then it was like, all right, well, I'm building a computer. How far can I go without installing Windows to the extent of I bought a second NVMe drive or whatever, SSD. I bought a second one that I was going to put Windows on. And it came like 2 weeks later and I was like, crap, like I'll do the Linux thing and then I'll wait for that other one to come in. It came in the other day and I like forgot I had ordered it because I've been having so much fun using it and had no issues. The only thing I will have to use Windows for is if there's something with kernel level anti-cheat I want to play.
That's the biggest
Marathon.
thing.
Marathon's the only thing on my radar that I will play that. But it's not hard. Like I just have a 1 gig SSD that the only thing installed will be like Discord and Steam. And so if I need to go over, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And that kernel level anti-cheat, it's not that it's impossible. It actually works. The problem is the developers don't want Linux to be used.
Yeah.
So they break Linux in the kernel level anti-cheat. And so the technology exists to fix that. It's just going to be a problem of market share.
I think it's going to be a couple of years when Steam machines start coming out, which we'll talk about in a second, and all that stuff. Yeah. I think they will come to a fix for that.
I think so too.
But I just realized what's funny. You're not primarily like, it's not like you're a fan, but you're on Windows.
Yeah.
He's on Linux, and I'm like a Mac guy. So all sides of the debate are like right here.
Yeah.
I've never had an issue. Like for me, I'm so ingrained in those tools of like,
you're just used to it.
How can I cheat my way to doing half the work? That's always my mindset. And I shouldn't even say the word cheat. I feel bad. It's not cheating. It's productivity.
Are you talking about just AI in general?
Oh, yeah.
No, let me be really clear. Like,
they're two different things. It's Microsoft's AI and how they're implementing
I don't trust Microsoft's AI worth spit.
It's, to me, like, I use AI tools, especially at work. Like, I do. There are many things we do that literally we have to use AI or we wouldn't get it done. And that's a different thing. But when I go to sit down on my personal computer, like I just want a space that's free of all of that nonsense. And just, if I want to engage with an AI, I go to ChatGPT or I go to whatever it is I use.
The way I
don't want it zipping around and doing all this crap for me.
I gotten to the point now with my AI usage that I no longer have to specify what I want. I just say a command and they're like, oh, I know how you want this.
Yeah.
Because I've used it so much on things that like I the other day I had it code out a rate based like things I can punch rates in for, and it's a shared folder. So like it created this document where basically like I can punch a rate in and it will notify my team that I punched this rate in, so they can reference it later on in the like if they ever need it.
Yeah.
So and vice versa. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like we were able to do that just based on the information I gave you. Like that's the kind of stuff where I'm like, I love this and I love what it is. But the idea of it being embedded in the sense of like PowerPoint, like not that I use Power. Who uses PowerPoint? What's the last time you guys use PowerPoint?
I use PowerPoint every day.
I guess I'll shut up.
Not every day. I used to use it a lot more. I have to engage with slide decks regularly. I work in
yeah, no, you
project management and consulting.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I had a customer reach out to me. Can you send me a Prezi? And I'm like,
oh God, what's Prezi? I haven't thought about Prezi.
I was like, what's a Prezi?
I haven't thought about Prezi in a long time.
Well, I looked it up and I was like, why would you send this?
It's like a way more fancy version. It's like it zooms in and out of like a giant picture.
I was thinking like, this person's going to take what I send them and put it up on a TV and show the people. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't like this. I don't want to do this work. So that made me laugh.
But yeah, I think the biggest thing with and we can go deeper into this with the Xbox stuff, we were on the same subject of, I think I have a PC, and I've probably said my woes a million times on the podcast before of I'll start a game up and a new problem. I always have a new problem with Windows and some compatibility issue, something wrong. And I'm always hanging on by a thread because that's so aggravating to me. And now I'm with you, like you getting the Linux stuff like this, and they're saying, hey, we're just going to push AI into the next thing, and it's all whatever. And I already didn't like Copilot, so that's why I never upgraded. So when I saw this, I'm like going to try to figure out, like, it's called Crossover for Mac, and you can emulate a bunch of Windows platforms with that. And I haven't had a chance to like get deeper into that, but I'm going to use that. And because I was just like, that was my last hanging like thread. Was like, okay, at least, and it's like when I saw that, I was like, well, it's time to just this is all yucky. And then all the layoffs this year and their stupid decision after like it finally was like, I think it's over, guys.
I think it's over. I think
they raised the price
really
multiple times. They
down.
raised the Game Pass price after they announced all the stupid stuff. Hey, all our games are coming to everywhere now.
Yeah.
Which that's the other thing. It's like people are like, it's better if there's not exclusives. And it's like, okay, but where is the bullet point of why I need that versus a PlayStation? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, well, PlayStation's getting all your games, and they have games that you're not going to get until a year later on PC or 2 years later on PC. And it's like, I'm going to probably play on PlayStation then continue to play on there. So I think they crapped all over like the fans and whatever, because we've crapped on them all the time. But we played some of these. I loved Indiana Jones, but that was the funniest thing to me was like, wow, now when you have a game that I'm interested in, it's coming to PlayStation.
The Xbox division is just one large asset that they will liquidate for AI funding, or they will use as testing ground for AI generative tech.
Yeah.
That's what this is going to be.
Yeah.
And I was reading because people were like, what has gone on? I want to see like what's going on with these decisions, because they're just so anti-consumer, one after the other, to the point where I was like, the console war is over now. Like it's definitely like they're kind of
Xbox's role is over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let me ask you guys a question. People talk about the console war is over. The Switch and Sony are still going. Like Nintendo's still there. Sony's still there. I think because
it has been those three for so long. But I do think Nintendo is in a league of its own. We've always said that. Like Nintendo has been more.
They don't care.
They're on their own end. They're not trying to do the best graphics. They're very first party exclusive, and they make this, and they do things.
They're their own
for better
vertical,
or for worse.
Yeah.
Whereas Microsoft and PlayStation were kind of more head to head on each other.
I get what you're saying.
That's the only thing. But they are Switch and PlayStation still are fighting.
I think we live in the world now, though, that again,
I get what you're saying.
I think we talked about this earlier this year. It's not like, am I buying an Xbox or a PS5? Am I getting a PS5 and then building a gaming PC?
That's what it's been.
That's almost what it's been.
The console war has become more the PC versus console war.
Yes.
That is what the war is out.
Well, the new console war, Steam machine. Well,
and that's an extension of that.
Now Steam machines.
Are you going to build your
library in between that?
Are you going to build your library in the Sony world or in the PC world with the Steam?
Yeah.
And Xbox says their next console is going to be a curated high-end experience that will have a Windows shell behind it, which I'm Nostradamus. I said on this podcast back when it was at my freaking apartment with you that they should look into doing some kind of the world has changed a lot, and I feel like that would have been a really novel idea then. Now it's behind the 8 ball because they're chasing Steam. But I said we should dig that up. I said that years ago that they should go full on lean into PC gaming and do a Windows-based machine with a Xbox front end. Problem is Steam has the OS. They have this nailed, and Linux is the distribution of Linux that they build it off of is so clean and simple and no frills. Windows isn't that way. It's not gonna be clean. I've been thinking about this a lot. The only people in all of Microsoft that make good user interfaces is the Xbox team.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I hate going through Xbox's platform still.
Yeah, well, and I get that, but
it's
Windows interface stuff is a mess. And they're gonna I don't know what to expect of this new Xbox. But Steam Machine's announced.
If you're wondering,
new Steam controller, new Steam frame. They are coming out.
They could have announced that at a better time.
Oh, it's great.
Right when Xbox is like, hey, we're getting off the exit ramp, Steam's like, we're going to keep going.
Yeah. Well, and I think even now with this RAM news, I think that when the price is a little higher than people expected, people are going to understand more now than when it first got announced. They've really timed it perfectly.
Honestly, I think the Steam Machine will be that perfect niche of hey, I don't want to go build the RGB crazy looking computer. I just want something that can play my Steam computer games. I want to play a computer game with my friends because they all play this computer game that I can't get on PlayStation, or it isn't crossplay for some reason, because still in 2025 there are still games that are not crossplay. You know what I mean, stuff like that.
And it's different than a pre-built because I knew younger kids and stuff that wanted PCs and stuff, but you do have to I got to sub Windows. I got to do, I have to do all this stuff. But Steam machines are plug into my TV.
That's what I mean. Yeah. That's the thing. If I was a parent and my kid came up to me, and let's say my kid was 12 or 13 or 14, and I want to build a computer, and I'm looking at him like, no, I ain't giving my 13-year-old kid a computer. But you know what I would do? I'll get you a little computer gaming device. That's a half computer. Because that's something where I'm like, this fits the perfect mold. And what's crazy, it's the perfect timing too, because you think about it, PS5 doesn't have any computing aspects to it. There's no internet browser. There's none of that. It's app based. Xbox, I think, does have one, but never mind. I'm not gonna make that joke. No one's using it. So I think the Steam Machine's that perfect little $600 to probably $600 to $800 machine. I would imagine so. I would imagine it'd be in that range.
I think $699 is the floor. I've changed on this. I thought it was going to be more in the 500, 600 range, but the RAM prices and I think their position is really strong.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be higher than that. I think it would be a mistake because we were talking about this in our group chat. The PC war, it's the library wars. Mm-hmm. Where will the next generation of players build their library?
Yes.
Because that's more sticky than anything.
Because Sony's got games on Steam's library now.
Well, yeah, but it's about where do you build your personal library? I have a big PlayStation catalog and I have a big Steam catalog. Xbox could release the coolest new device and the coolest game for it. And I might buy that game if it really was cool, but I'm not going to go and buy 80 games on that platform. Yeah. I am on PlayStation. And I'm on Steam. I'm on Switch, actually, too. I don't have room for another library.
The only thing Steam does not have that can really enter them into this race even more is if they come up with their own PlayStation Plus. Because right now, they just sell these games on their Steam.
Wait. They don't need it. Number one.
They make money on those games.
Number one, they don't have to charge people for online. Their online's free.
Yeah.
I'm saying...
Number two,
not that aspect.
Their games are so much cheaper due to deep discounts.
Not on that aspect. I'm just saying, hey, here's 5 free games we're throwing out for right now. It's just, I don't know. I'm just saying to differentiate themselves and kind of enter it. If they are trying to enter into this market more with the Steam machine.
When's the last time PlayStation Plus gave you a game that you benefited from it?
I feel like he plays
a ton. He plays
I play so many games.
I don't have PlayStation Plus anymore, but
I haven't touched that. I looked at
when I had it. I checked out new stuff that I never would.
I had a friend the other day. We're playing a basketball franchise. We do this every year. I logged in to play, and they were like, "Your PlayStation Plus account's up," and I'm like, Oh no, I don't want to pay for that. What's the cheapest model I have for it? Because I realized I don't touch these games.
Well, I think are you talking about their library? Or are you talking about the monthly games?
The monthly games.
I've played
when
quite
I had
a
it, I
few.
played quite
And
a few.
honestly, what's happened a lot of times is I've already played the game and I'm like, that's a really good game. People are getting a good deal. I think that people buy the games they want to play. I think
agree.
that's the thing with these things is it's very rare that there's something you want to buy that you didn't buy and then you get it for free randomly.
Yeah.
Typically, if you
For
really
certain
want to play
people-
it, you
for
buy
certain
it.
people
But
that,
for some people, especially if money's tight,
Yeah.
that could happen. But
Yeah.
games. I mean, typically it's not the latest $80 game that they give away. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I agree with you, Zach. I think that people like I've built such a library on Steam that I would almost say it almost makes sense for me still to get a Steam machine so I have access to that in the living room.
Also,
at a higher fidelity than what the Steam Deck gives me.
Also,
For how easy it is.
Yeah.
I'm really
so.
excited to see this bulk of a controller in action, dude. I feel like they're trying to be like, hey, well, how do we cram everything into a controller?
Look, as an OG Steam controller enjoyer,
I cannot believe you. And you like the LG one.
I do. I've played many games on it.
Yeah.
I've beaten many games.
Is this
on
an improvement?
It
I
looks
think
like
it is.
'cause
When
it's
I
got the
first saw
touchpads
the
on the
look, I
bottom.
didn't like how it looked in the leak screenshots.
I like it better than the.
But
what it
then
looks like.
in motion showing it, it looks sleek. And those pads are going to be awesome.
The pads, I think, will be cool. I can't get behind the fat. It reminds me of the Jaguar. Remember the Jaguar?
It reminds me of the
controller?
OG Duke.
And the Duke is another good comparison,
Yeah.
but the Duke didn't have it. At least this has a compatibility.
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays every controller they're like, can we slap paddles on it? Like to slap paddles on it, like some kind of mentality of that. No, the only thing that gets me excited, I'm really excited to see this frame, the Steam frame.
Oh yeah.
Because the streaming capabilities of like 5G gaming to a VR headset is so good, and Meta does it. And Meta's a crappy tech company. It's not like they're the greatest out there. And I'm looking at Steam, and I'm like, Steam could probably do a really good job with this.
The thing I'm excited about with the frame isn't even the frame. This is an ARM-based architecture.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, those PCs, the Steam Deck, the Steam Machine, they're all x86 based processors. With the frame being an ARM-based processor, they're dipping their toes into the same architecture family that the Mac is in and that mobile phones are in.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was reading is the same way that they've built with their open source partners, Proton, and really developed that out to where it's a translation layer to Windows. Lepton is the technology that they're working on for the frame. So even though it's predominantly for streaming, they are trying to get more and more games running on the frame natively through a translation layer called Lepton. And if they can get Lepton to the support level that Proton is at, you are not far from running Steam games like natively with a translation layer on an iPhone, on a Mac.
Yeah.
Like that could be transformative for you. Crossover could be good for some things, but if Steam gets Lepton really
That's
rolling,
another layer under.
because I think they're thinking like everybody's leaving Microsoft and the personal computing. In the business world, Microsoft is going to keep being Microsoft.
Yeah, it's the king.
It is they have a stranglehold on so many.
There's no
so
comp.
many. Yeah,
That's why they're able to act the way
but
they do.
in the personal computing world, I think more and more people are going to go to Mac. They're going to go to Linux. I think you're going to see a bleed off. And I think that Steam is like, Valve is like, hey, you want to buy a Steam machine? Great. You want to buy a Steam Deck? Great. You want to build a PC and install Linux? Great. You want to buy a Mac? Great. We're going to find a way to bring our products to you. And that's what I'm hoping for you is that they get that Lepton really.
That'd be cool.
Because the ARM-based architecture, that opens them up massively to a whole different world.
It's going to be exciting. I think that's the one device, because like I haven't touched my Quest 3 in a while. I just haven't had the time to play a VR game, because a VR game you have to pull it out and all that, and you have to have space. And honestly, if I get into it, I want to play for a few hours. I want to make it worth putting the headset on. But then I saw them announce this, and I was like, oh, this looks small, this looks clean. And I loved the Valve Index, but it was so expensive because you had to buy all the camera bases, and that was not like efficient at all, and it was wired. And anything that's wired now, like a wired VR headset, completely ruins the whole experience for me. To know that this is going to be a wireless, small, good-looking Steam controller-like controls, it'll be really nice. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
2025, man.
Yeah. I think that was the biggest, if we're talking about like biggest new stuff, it was Microsoft's layoffs and basically exit from traditional console stuff. But let's get to the bread and butter.
Yeah.
Let's go to our top threes of the years. I say we start with TV.
Yeah, I think TV's safe.
I'll start us out.
We'll go by 3-3-3 and then 2-2-2.
We usually go through our threes or whatever.
Okay.
Let me pull that up.
Good year for TV.
Yeah, I had a great time with TV this year.
How many seasons of a TV show did you finish?
Seasons?
I watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and about to be 11 seasons.
What about you, Jacob?
4.
I broke a record. I'm notorious on this.
You are notorious.
There have been years I haven't even watched a single show. I watched 19 seasons of television.
That's pretty insane.
I wish we'd count YouTube.
I finished all of Succession. That's a shout out. I'm just late on that.
Yeah.
Succession was amazing.
That is incredible. Yeah.
It was great. Okay.
But mile 19. But yeah, we'll go. I'll start us out here. Can I say a runner up? I'm going to say my runner up is Severance season 2. Did you watch Severance? You caught up with that,
I did,
didn't you?
yeah. I'm going to actually echo. That's my 3 also.
That's your 3?
Yeah.
Well, that was my runner up.
I watched season 1 and then I watched season... Okay. You're doing a runner up. Well.
That's your 3.
That's okay. Just do your runner ups. You have runner ups?
I have a runner up, but that's okay. Do you have another runner up?
I was going to give
Let's just talk about Severance here because we don't need to talk about it twice.
Okay, yeah.
You go ahead.
Severance, like the first season, I liked this one even more than the first season. But yeah, it didn't break the top 3 for me. I think some other stuff that I'm about to talk about did that for me, but still really, really freaking good.
Nice.
Funny, had some cool moments. It has some like Lost level type stuff going on to it.
Lost vibes.
It's interesting, but
For me, let me just quickly, for Severance, for me, why it was, a little higher for me, I didn't see the first season until this year. So I watched the first and the second back to back. So I really got to benefit from that full kind of complete package. Really, that's kind of how we started our year watching that. I will say I liked the first season better. So that was kind of why this was a little lower for me. I liked season 2. It was pacing wise a little slower in spots. But
I liked the weirder stuff this one did than the first season.
This one did weird.
Without spoiling it, they kind of go a little bit more. That's what I enjoy. Is like stuff that's
there was
up.
some really good stuff in this one. All right, go ahead. You had other runner-ups?
I had one other runner-up. It's a runner-up because it's not over yet. And I'm actually having a mixed time with this show. Pluribus. It's a new Vince Gilligan show is my other runner-up. That show, we haven't got to talk about. It just came out recently, but it's next Vince Gilligan show, Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad creator. And I'll watch an episode, I'm like really into it, and the next episode feels like filler. And the next episode's like, have you started this at all?
I've seen the first 2, and then we got busy with other stuff.
And the next episode
I've not
really
heard
cool.
anything that made me in a rush to catch up.
Yeah.
I've just heard that there are really good ones, and then some of it's slow.
Yeah, there's been like some episode where it ends, I'm like, freaking nothing happened, and I have no really, like, there was no push at the end too much. They haven't really done a good job kind of tagging you along. I mean, the tag along is the premise of the show. I don't want to get in. I think you should go in super blind. You got to go super blind to the show without me saying anything. But that is the main thread. That's kind of like a carrot in front of you. They dangle. But I'm waiting to see to the end before I can judge on it. But they've done some really cool stuff with it. It's still an entertaining show. But that's my runner-up. My number 3 is Squid Game season 3.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think people kind of poo-pooed season 2 and then even more on season 3 online. I should have fought them like I was saying with Metroid people. I should have gone
one episode.
I should have gone Metroid Prime 4 on this, but I really love this season probably equally with the first 2 because these shows, as like someone that writes my own things and like my movie and stuff coming out, I admire writing where you actually care about the characters and they kind of like, well, how are they going to get out of this one? Or how, what's the next step? Or how they always put these things into scenarios. And I think that's a lot of like Korean, how they do that, the writing and that style anyways with like movies I've seen from them. But I love that. Like I adore like some of the character moments they kind of put these characters into, and they're always boxing people into corners. And that's the best type of writing. It's like, how are they going to get out of this one? How are they going to do this? So I really adored season 3. Of course, season 1's the classic, and that's whatever. But I think 2 and 3 are definitely worth watching, and especially if you're into that. If you liked some of these character moments and things they were doing with the story, that was my third of the year.
Okay. Well, let me go over my honorable mentions. I have 2.
Okay.
And they'll be real quick. The Bear, obviously up there for me, with Jamie White and Jamie Lee Curtis, and there's so many good actors in that stinking show. And but all that being said, season 4 dropped, and that show for me has been a consistent 7 or above. I've yet to have a moment when I'm like, I got to stop watching this. And now I'm on my second watch through with my wife, and we just got to season 4 again, and she's like already like, man, season 3 was rough. I don't know how I feel about this, because season 3 got really. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
We stopped watching season 3.
Season 3 got like artsy fartsy, kind of like it was kind of like, who's directing this show? Because it completely took a spin after 2, because 2 was great. And then you get to season 3 and you're like,
I've not liked this show at all.
Really?
There was a couple episodes I really dug what they were doing.
I love the Fish and Loaves episode.
The dinner thing.
The dinner fish
was
and
really
loaves.
good. Well done. That one's a really well done episode. But we stopped watching because I was like, I couldn't figure out what
this
the
is
drama
your
was.
leftovers.
This is my leftovers.
Yeah.
But I get the appeal of it, and the acting is really good.
The acting is very good.
The main actor is incredible with it and stuff.
So good. But all that being said, The Bear's great. I love it. I think it's one of the better things that shows that FX has put out. So I really am really cool with it. My other honorable mention is My Hero Academia. It's an anime that finally ended. Ended this year. Just now, like literally last Friday, it ended.
Wow. And what did it end good?
Oh, it ended so.
Did you ever find his quirk?
Well, yeah, that was the beginning of the show.
I saw the first 2 episodes.
Oh yeah, him. I don't want to spoil it for you.
I'm never gonna finish it.
He ate a piece of hair
from the big guy.
Yeah, All Might. Yeah. It was just it was a good show, and it wasn't like a. I feel like there are some animes that come mainstream and they kind of like can in an ending to make everyone happy, and it didn't feel that way. It was like Deku went back to being Deku. Like it was just like it's over. Like he's no longer All Might's protege. He's no longer this. He's just it's Deku. This time of life's over, and it's like I'm okay with the show being done now. Like it was like cool. So like honorable mention, great show, great anime, 10 out of 10. But all that being said, number 3 is Squid Games. I would be in the same exact boat.
I didn't know you watched that.
I did. Oh yeah, Maya and I we're squid nuts. We're nuts squids.
We're squid nuts.
We like Squid Games so much we watched the competition reality show.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
Yeah, we watched the reality show and I was like, this show's stupid. But we watched all of it.
Hand me one of those cookies.
Yeah. So we watched all of it. So I was like, it was great. Yeah, Squid Games for me, I feel like is like it's an experience. Like you kind of like have to appreciate, because now they've created like the Squid universe. Where now like we're about to see Squid America.
Squidverse,
yeah, whatever you want to call it. But I don't think season 3 was like bad.
Me neither. I saw people poo-poo on it, and I was like,
I think people expect it because like season 1 was such a shock and awe.
Yeah. It was the freshness. It was the same thing with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. There was a freshness that you lose
they always
as
say,
you
like,
go along.
You gotta beat the bar. And sometimes, no, you just have to meet the bar.
Yeah.
Like, can you continue to develop and give us... sometimes you gave me the meat. Let me get the potatoes now.
Yeah.
It
was still engaging, and I still was like anxious watching, like, oh, what's going to happen to this character and stuff. And I love the ending. I think the ending was great.
And honestly, I'm cool now because now we're leaving that area and we're going to a new story.
Yeah.
Now there's a whole new story about to discover who knows what happens at these fricked up games, because these games now exist across the world or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool. That's episode
nice.
Number 3, Squid Games.
Nice. Yeah, I had said I'd seen Pluribus, and I'm still too early in that to give it any flowers, but I did like the opening, the first episode. I think I said my number 3 was Severance. So like I was saying, not a ton to add. I thought it was, really good. I'm excited for that show to come back for sure. So I could just go right into my number 2, I guess.
We'll bounce back and forth like Paul.
Okay, I just finished this last night, I think it was, and that is The Chair Company. The Chair Company is a good. What's that guy's name?
That is my number 2 as well.
That's your number 2.
Yeah, so
we should just chat about it for a second. What's the guy's name again?
Tim Robinson.
Tim Robinson. I don't know why I say Craig Robinson. Tim Robinson. So he actually had a movie this year too. I want to talk about, but Tim Robinson is the main actor in this show, The Chair Company. Has a totally off the wall premise, like something somebody would say is a joke, basically. Where basically this guy is
It's a Zach Pike concept. That's why I loved it.
It's something you would write.
A guy falls at his work in a chair.
In like a big presentation.
Which an amazing scene.
Oh,
because
it's so good.
It's a big thing. He has to like give this big speech. And the whole time, this is my best type of writing you can do. You're just waiting for the bomb. Yeah. Is what it really is. What's going to happen. And everything goes splendidly for him. He does that well, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, you got to wonder what's next."
The boss is giving him a wink,
and you forget about it, and immediately like, "Oh wow, he did it!" And he goes to sit down back on the thing, and he's in an office chair, like a regular like office chair, or whatever, and it falls apart. So he falls back on the back or whatever. And that starts a thing where he thinks it's a conspiracy that like this chair was like who tampered with it or whatever.
He goes off the deep end trying to figure out why this chair and like trying to call the people that made the chair and then digging up dirt. Are they a real company? And it goes crazy. This show.
It also is very similar to Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks: The
Is
Return.
this the 99 burgers, 99 fries guy?
Yes,
but very different show. Very different show.
It has some type similar humor.
Yeah,
but it's all one plot.
Yeah,
it's not like
and it's
sketch.
a drama.
Yeah,
it's like a drama comedy.
Yes,
I get what you're saying.
But it's kind of like Twin Peaks: The Return, especially where this world is just kind of seedy and kind of gross, and you meet these characters that are just
it's finding the
weird.
It's finding the whimsy in regular office settings.
Yes, parts of it remind me of Choke in his office. The characters in the office, it's like almost straight out of something like Choke.
Weird people,
and it takes place in Ohio, which we live in. So there's all these funny things that happen or references that make me like, oh wow, like they go to a bar outside of Dayton and it's a Coke bar, and it's like all these people are like on drugs, and it's like, wow, this is very funny.
We offer that.
But there are people, I'll call them just NPCs, people he meets that are like running a shop or running a diner, and just some of the interactions, you couldn't even write it. You couldn't write it as funny as it is with the way these actors are. Some of them don't even seem like they're actors. They seem like they're just people that they thought looked interesting or would act interesting. And so the ending, it has a ton of momentum. And then those last couple episodes go really off the rails in a way where I'm like, I don't even know where this is going. But
Chelsea was like, that show got really weird.
It got super weird, but I'm in for another season of that. No questions asked. I don't know if you want to say anything else about it.
Very, very freaking funny, entertaining for me. And that's my number 2 as well. So
cool. Okay.
So good. The Chair Company.
There's your number 2s. Well, here's my number 2. Fresh and steaming. It is Dragon Ball Daima. Daima, how you want to pronounce it? I can't ever say things right. But that was just like, how do I put this? Toriyama, who is, rest in peace, great guy, great animator, great illustrator, everything about it. I mean, Dragon Ball for a long time had like this cool design, this whole idea of like, well, what does Supreme Kai come from? What is all these ideas? And they just took a story that didn't need to be told and told such a good story with it. Not only that, they also retconned and they made things canon that like needed to be canon in the Dragon Ball universe, because like people loved it, but we didn't have it because it was all in GT. And no one includes GT in anything. It's just like, it's like Devilman and Dragon Ball. No one talks about Devilman anymore.
So where would you place this in the overall? Like, you like this better than GT?
I would say it's below Super.
Okay.
Because I actually like Super a lot. I think Dragon Ball is my favorite out of the whole world.
I finished that this year.
Yeah, it's Dragon Ball is my favorite. I went back and watched all of Dragon Ball again this year. And like, I just put it on and I have it on in the background. And there are moments where I'm like, I'm working and I'll stop and I'm like, I'm watching 10 minutes of this because I'm like, this is a cool Tien versus Goku martial arts competition.
Oh, those competitions were like, so good.
Yeah.
I watched that as an adult. I never watched Dragon Ball growing up, and I had a great time with the competitions.
Z's a little different. It's like comparing Resident Evil 2 to Resident Evil 6. Because Z is like,
I could see 2 to 4. Maybe I'm not far enough into Z. Where am I at in Z? I've kind of fallen off a little bit lately. I'm in the Namek where they're on Namek.
Yeah.
And they've been on Namek for a while.
Forever.
And Goku it's Snake Way Part 2. He has been on his way there.
He's still almost there?
He's still almost there. Like, dude, like dodging, like he's like.
Are you watching original Z or are you watching Kai?
I'm doing original. No, listen. I watched 20 episodes of Z. And then I watched 2 episodes of Kai and was like, I know they're cutting stuff out and I get it, but I feel like I'm watching like an abridged series on YouTube. Like, I want to watch the show. I like the characters.
At least once you want to get through or something.
Kai is speeding through it so fast that I'm like, I'm not going to savor it. You don't get an
appreciation for. I agree.
Kai. I wasn't
a
fan of what Kai was doing for me.
Kai. Okay, only thing I make a recommendation. There is a saga, the 3rd saga, the Boo saga. I would not watch the Z version.
I'm all in. I've committed to my path. Well, I have 900 gigs of Dragon Ball Z on a hard drive,
which is fine.
Which I acquired legally.
So to me,
yeah, but I'm in the Namek saga, and he has been on his way forever.
Yeah,
sorry.
I would say no. You're fine. Dragon Ball right here, Z right here, Super Diama, because Diama is good, but it's not better than Super, but it's definitely better than GT. And to me, it's just the bar is high. GT is below the bar. It's just something I would not recommend people to like. If you're bored, you want to watch something for a weekend, watch GT.
Okay.
But like I won't recommend it. But Diama, great, just great sneaking art.
Nice.
Such good art. And they made Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan 3, all that stuff. They made it look amazing, and yeah.
I've watched 160 episodes of Dragon Ball. How many is it? 160, something like that.
I don't know.
And I've seen like 50 episodes of Dragon Ball Z. I've never seen someone go Super Saiyan yet. I've never seen it. It's a running joke because Jess will see me watching it, and we always say like, "Oh, like
but
our daughter."
Cool
when our daughter freaks
so
out, I'm like, "Oh, she went Super Saiyan," but we were laughing. We were like, we have not seen that.
I think
yet.
That's cool.
Every time I think it's going to happen, it doesn't. I don't know when it happens. I don't want to know.
No,
I just want to let it happen.
I like that in media or things when it takes years or it takes a long time to get something.
Because it's a core memory.
When it happens, it is like up on a pedestal.
That's why I'm savoring
It's like a nuke.
You know, the other reason I didn't like Kai was I watched 20 episodes of Dragon Ball and they were pacing things. It was slow with Goku, but they're unraveling. I watched an episode of Kai and like it starts with Frieza attacking a planet, and I was like, that's not how Z started.
No.
Like they jump to reveals.
They give
I'm out on Kai.
Yeah.
I think Kai's a bunch of bullshit. I think Kai's stupid.
They give backstory, which is fair.
They were showing all sorts of spoilers. I was like, frick this. I've been watching this for hours.
Are you watching Falconer Score?
This was so confusing for me. I've totally gotten us off the rails.
Which dub edition?
I'm watching. I'm not watching the Ocean. I'm watching the other one. I have flipped over to it a couple times just out of curiosity. It's kind of crap.
So you're watching the right one, the Funimation.
Falconers. I have so many. I went so down a rabbit hole of like, dude. I was watching like
it's bad.
Like guys argue on these legal websites where I got this over different things. But I got a 30 gig version and I was watching it and it was like widescreen with cutoff. And I was like, I don't know. And I went and got the 900 gig version with like the original 4x3 and like 8 audio tracks. But I'm watching what's the good dub?
It's the Funimation dub.
I'm watching the Funimation dub. But the Falconer score doesn't start until episode 60-something or 70.
I just want to make sure you're watching the right score.
But the score, the Falconer score, I looked it up, specifically does not start until then. So in between then and now, where I'm at on episode 50, there's a score that sounds more like the Dragon Ball score. I'm not watching that. There's another one that's like, I think it's more rock music-y, but it's not the true Falconer score yet. But I've been listening to that.
It's kind of like someone described it as like a day crescendo. Because the moment Falconer kicks in, and there's I know exactly what you're talking about. The moment it changes, you're like, we're not in Dragon Ball anymore. Like, and you know it. You know you're no longer in the na. Like, no, it's like, bro, you strap in. Like it's
so I'm not there yet, but I'm excited to get this. Is good motivation for me to get
the Ocean dub is hilarious because of how weird Vegeta is.
Oh yeah, Vegeta's voice is weird.
Vegeta's weird. Nappa's fine. Goku's okay.
I just had watched all of Dragon Ball to where like I'm attached to the Funimation actors. That's the other thing I couldn't do with Kai. Gohan doesn't have little Goku voice.
No, Gohan sounds awful in Kai. That's
Kai
my one
is
complaint.
Terrible.
No, Kai's great when you want to just quick hits, but like I cannot stand Gohan in Kai. That's my biggest complaint. The OG Gohan voice is the best voice. Yes. It's a shame that voice is not carried over to any of the video games or anything else, but that Gohan is the best Gohan.
It is very apparent, and then I'll get off this so we can continue with our list. It is very apparent to me that they wanted Gohan to be the main character, and then they pivoted off of that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Not in a bad way.
What do you think of Gohan?
I like Gohan. I like anytime you've got like a son of a character, but they kind of subvert your expectations.
Oh, they're not potential.
He has potential, but he's not. He's just not Goku. I find that so interesting that he looks like Goku and his voice sounds like Goku, but he's not Goku.
Do you think
he's more scared and he's more timid? I just think it's fun.
Do you think Krillin is exactly who Krillin should be? Coming off of Dragon Ball?
I think he's grown in a natural way. He's more of an adult. He's more of a leader than he was, and he was more just kind of like a goofy kid in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, exactly.
I like Krillin's character. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I cannot wait. Enjoy Namek.
I'm gonna keep going with it.
There you go.
Anyway.
So Diamond, number 2.
So are we on the number 1?
We're on to the number 1s, and my number 1 show of 2025 is The Rehearsal.
Yeah, I had The Rehearsal. This was not even close.
Yeah, I looked at it and I actually kind of battled out Cheer Company, but
I love Cheer Company.
The Rehearsal, I think was always going to win because this show, just a quick premise, Nathan Fielder, he did Nathan For You, comedy show, whatever he did on there. This was a follow-up to the season 1. This is season 2 of it. And season 1, I think we both were mixed on because they kind of did not stick the landing with that season.
It just kind of fizzled out.
Kind of fizzled out, lost its way, but there was funny parts. But man, the season 2 definitely stuck the landing.
Stuck the landing, literally.
Literally. So it involves like air pilots and stuff. So the premise of the whole thing is he looked at the first season is like rehearsing and having people do crazy things to rehearse social situations. Like they were rebuilding bars and restaurants. I think we talked about it before. And so in this one, he kind of took that to where he looked at like why do airplane like crashes happen?
Mm-hmm.
And they found one thing that was like consistent with all of them was that the pilots and the co-pilots were not like communicating well. So the whole premise of this season is, hey, what socially is going on here? Let's do other experiments that all kind of revolve around that thing. And I think that's the reason they stuck the landing with this one. It all had that centered premise.
Yeah.
Where that season 1, I think he was still trying to figure out what it was.
Yeah.
And I don't think they stuck the landing with that. Whereas this one absolutely has a bombshell of a twist to it.
Oh, the ending. This is the best finale. I
started talking to Chelsea about it, and I was like, are you ever going to watch it? Because she just hates the awkwardness of his shows and the situations he gets into. But as I was saying, I was like about to say it, and I was like, dude, the ending. And she was like, well, hold on, maybe I will watch it.
She hasn't seen this yet?
No.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, yeah, so the ending is absolutely like jaw-dropping. And man, just incredible show. It blended... You could see just the way it was filmed. It was like cinematic. However, it was real life. Like you could see a bleed of that through, and then the bleed of like they're doing stuff for a show and like fake things that are trying to whatever. But you can see like reality blurring and bleeding through it, and that's when I was like, wow, this transcends like any other media I've watched. In a way, like it really transcends a lot of media I've seen in years and years upon years. So. Yeah, I was like, I can't shake that show since I saw it earlier this year. I just can't.
It had 2 like best show of the year moments. The finale with the twist. I won't say what the twist is, but basically the whole thing is about him trying to go to Congress and trying to like work with these pilots and get co-pilots to be more, less shy about standing up to pilots. And he runs like a fake reality show, like where they have like singers that are like singing, and he wants co-pilots to give it's a pilot themed singing show. He's trying to get co-pilots to like give negative feedback to singers like they would give to a pilot to get them more used to like being
to talk to their co-pilots
to be critical. And so he has all these pilots like be judges. There's just all these crazy things happening. They're cloning dogs. Like it's insane. And then there are 2 things, like you said, the finale, there is a reveal where he's kept something under wraps the whole show. And when he reveals it, and then what he's going to do to go to lengths to prove this stuff. And then what it does even still show, like there are people like looking up flights in real life. Like when did this thing happen? And this plane went here on this day. Like, and then it just became this sensation.
Chaotic. Yeah.
Yeah. But then in addition to that, there was an episode in the middle of this season. Have you heard of Sully, the guy that landed he does an entire episode
of the guy's life.
Lives Sully's life.
The guy who landed on the Hudson.
From the moment he's a baby. He dresses, I'm going to say this because it's in the trailer. he dresses up like a baby and is in a giant room.
What are we doing?
And he has like a giant puppet mother that he like lays with and like sucks its boob and like milk comes out. Like, dude, because he's like, I want to get in Sully's shoes, so I have to start from the moment he was a baby. And like they're changing him, and like a giant man on stilts comes in and changes his diaper. And like I'm
like if you watch the trailer, that's what cracked me up immediately. It looks like a Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, it looks like giant parents on stilts, and like
he can never do anything that's going to be serious. There's no way.
Goes well. You say that, but he does something in this season that is the most serious
points
thing.
with these like hilarious like things.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, rehearsal hands down was
that's awesome.
That might be like season of the decade type stuff when we get to the end of this. But yeah. All right, what do you got?
Man, I won't beat that. That was funny. So I got really into anime this year, and so my number one show of the year is Berserk of Gluttony. It is an anime that came out last year. And animes are
cheat.
Yeah, I know, right?
They might show your Succession.
Oh yeah, so there you go. So but yeah, so like it's just an anime basically about a world where people level up, and as you level up, you become more important in the world. And there's a kid who's
like real life.
Yeah, I know, right? There's a kid who's level 1, but every kid has a trait. Every person has a trait, and his trait is gluttony. But he's never activated gluttony, so he doesn't know what gluttony does. Because whenever you activate it, you know what your ability is. So one day he's watching the gate, and he's getting picked on by the paladins because the paladins know he's weak. And a thief runs across, and he has to stop the thief. Well, the thief's like 5 levels higher, and he's like level 1, no stats. And so he's like got lucky, and he tripped, and he killed him. And the moment he killed him, he absorbed all of that person's stats, but didn't level up. And so the whole show is him figuring out like, oh, I can become this great, cool monster that like just absorbs stats, but he's always going to be a level 1. No one's going to look at him like a serious threat.
But he's like extremely
But he's
powerful.
actually the most like coolest person in the world.
That's a fun take on the MMO real life kind of genre.
Yeah, so like he goes on, and then he buys a sword that talks to him named Greed. And so now him and Greed, so Gluttony and Greed run around, and they're
Full Metal Alchemist all over
right?
again. That's
it kind
fun.
of is.
That's a totally different premise, but that's fun.
I love Full Metal. But it was, dude, it was 12 episodes. I think it was 12 or 13 episodes. I watched all of it in the span of 2 days. I was in bed, and I was like, Maya, I have 3 episodes left. Can I turn it on? And she's like, whatever. And she rolled over, and she's like, I don't know how you can watch these things and not understand what they're saying. And I'm like, I got subtitles.
Subtitles.
So it was such a good show, man. And it ended on such a great note where I was like, I can't wait for season 2 if there's ever a season 2, because animes do this all the time. But it was hands down my most enjoyed show of the year.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Very nice.
That's a cool premise. Movies, we want to do this? Keep it moving?
Yeah. Man, this is good. I'm actually feel like this for the first time in my time. I don't really have a number 3. I'm still waiting to like watch and catch up with a couple movies that are coming out and have just come out. I still want to see Begonia from I can't say his name, starts with a Y. But I will kind of give I don't have a 3. I'll kind of give like a number 2 because I haven't seen these.
I don't have a 3 either. This has never happened.
Okay, then we're only doing 2s this year.
This has never happened.
I usually always have something, but I'm still waiting to watch something. Avatar's coming out soon, so and I haven't caught up on a couple. But I do want to say my number 2 was Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro.
Okay.
Me and my wife watched that the other day, and that was just really cool. It was just really, I don't think it was the best movie I ever saw, but like the special effects, the costumes, because that's a big thing with Guillermo is he'll always like Hellboy, Pan's Labyrinth, all that stuff. He goes to great lengths and stuff, and it was really well done. But I was engaged the whole time. Music's really good, cinematography's beautiful. So Frankenstein's my number 2. Cool movie.
My number 2 is Lilo and Stitch, because that's the only number 2 I watched this year. It was okay.
Did you just watch 2 movies from this year?
Honestly, I think that's all I watched was 2 movies. I can't think of
Did that come out this year?
Did it not?
Oh, I don't know. Are you talking about the old Lilo?
No,
the new live action.
The one that's terrible.
I think that was this year.
It's terrible.
That was
it's
this
not
year.
good. They took out one of the best characters in the movie. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. Anyways, yeah, it's my number 2.
I actually had another movie I watched, but I wouldn't give it my number 3. Is Mickey 17. Maybe that's a runner-up. It just kind of fell apart at different parts. It was fun to watch.
Mickey
17
like
with
Mickey Mouse.
No, with Robert Pattinson.
I thought you watched it with like your kid, and you're like, "Hey, Mickey 17's up there for me."
It was fun and had a good concept, but it like kind of crumbled by the end of it, and it was kind of weird in different parts.
I mean, I would not give Lilo a top 3, but it won by default.
That's hard. It's like I have to when I give these things, I really feel strongly about like if it's a 3, it's a
this
2
is like
or something.
2 out of 10.
The only runner-up I would give is because it was so close to this year. It came out very late last year, and I watched it this year. Was Nosferatu.
Oh, okay.
Came out Christmas last year, so I mean it was right on the line, and I did not have a lot of new stuff I saw this year, so I'm not gonna give it 3, but I'll give it like a shout out. Nosferatu was really. You didn't see that? Really just beautifully made.
Yeah, I heard it was shot really
very
well.
unnerving, very, very good film, very impressive movie.
I think that's fair. It's close enough.
Number 2, I'm going to give it to Weapons.
I didn't get to see that.
Weapons.
I think I've heard of it.
Weapons was awesome.
Final movies this year. For sure.
It had very unnerving trailers where I was like, am I walking into another Longlegs? Another, like, is this going to be extremely terrifying? There were scary moments, but it was funnier, and there were more comedy elements to it than I was expecting. It's not end-to-end laugh fest, and there are some very unnerving, scary moments. Very brutal. There's some very brutal violence in spurts, and it's not like I'm going to kill you with this chainsaw. It's more... it's the psychological nature of what's happening to these characters, and it is very unnerving, and you feel bad, like it's but it ultimately has like a really a good story, and anytime you're dealing with kids and stuff, you're kind of like, is this going to be like gruesome? Is this going to be like about school shootings? Like, what is this about? And I actually liked, it's not really what you expect. It is. It's more of a conventional kind of horror thriller type movie than you would think maybe from some of the trailers. So thought Weapons was really good. I really liked the cast. I thought from like a overcoming chaos, I guess they had this movie fully casted and they were about to go into production, and Pedro Pascal was supposed to be in it, and he pulled out, and they had to hit pause on everything. And they had to recast it completely. Wow. And they had to delay production like months. Ugh. And like knowing like what you've gone through on movies and stuff.
We almost similar had to do that at one point.
This movie came out so good for that kind of thing having happened.
That's what Metro Prime should have figured out.
Yeah. Recast. So very, very good movie. I would recommend it to you guys. I know you're off and on with scary movies. I think this is one worth watching. It was really good. It's just a really good movie. So
nice.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Number 1 movie of the year has to go to easy. One Battle After Another. That was the Paul Thomas Anderson film. Got a lot of praise, got a lot of notoriety this year from a lot of places. I was entertained from beginning to end. Like, I didn't want that film to end. It just had some hilarious freaking moments on it. You just fall in love with Leo's character, who stars as the main actor in this. And oh my gosh, by the end, it just has like, it goes into extreme like classic cinema. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm sitting there in the theater, and that was the way to see this moment. There's a certain moment that a lot of people are talking about in this film. I don't want to spoil it, but seeing that in a theater was like, oh, like it's just classic cinema. Like, oh my gosh. So really just was a surprise. So fun throughout, like laughing throughout, just really engaged with all the characters. And yeah, that was excellent.
Cool. I'm bummed I missed that. I wanted to see that when it was out. That and 28 years later, I just could not find the time to get out with the baby to see him. So yeah, I've heard great things about that.
Movie of the year. Wicked for Good.
Wicked for Good.
It was better than Lilo and Stitch.
Are you Ariana pilled?
No, I'm
Are you
not.
holding
Are you holding
space?
space?
You holding
Yeah,
space for
I
this
guess
movie?
so. Dude, the only thing I remember is that was that green lady and that scarecrow that had like possibly had sex at some point. I don't
Did they?
know.
Wow.
It was like
Wow,
implied.
I should have watched this.
But it was really
Wow.
weird. I don't know. It was. I sat there. I was like, "This sounds
Come
good."
back with like green makeup on his
Yeah,
lips or
So,
whatever.
It was okay. It was entertaining. I ate a lot of popcorn.
Not a big movie year for you.
I don't ever watch movies. Like that's not my.
You've typically not.
Yeah.
Normally, there's a couple big blockbusters
I
that
feel
we
like
kind
there's
of
a-
are going back. This was a bad year for blockbusters.
Yeah,
like
with
our
big.
I will say too, with our schedules, I found just observing us, there's always one like blind spot.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
there might be a year where you're like, I watched 18 television
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah.
You've done that before, and you're like, no movies. And then other times
Yeah.
you're like, I watched so many movies
Yeah.
this year
Yeah.
and no games.
Yeah, this year I was way more TV than movies. I think it's just having
Yeah.
a baby and
Yeah,
not
I would
going
say,
out
like,
to the theaters.
I would agree with
and-
that statement because like I just went. The only time I watched a movie is when I went with my wife, and both those movies she wanted to see, and I was like, okay, yeah, we'll go watch them.
Yeah.
So I watched movies because my wife wanted to watch them, and I was like, I didn't leave mad at her. So yeah, I was happy. Yeah, so win-win. So Wicked for good.
Wicked for good.
Hopefully
for
no
good.
more Wicked 3s.
My number one is going to be another movie I did see in theaters in addition to Weapons, and that was Friendship. I just had an absolute great time with this movie. This is, again, Tim Robinson. Similarities to The Chair Company in some ways. Did you watch this?
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, some similarities. It's different. It's not about a guy falling in a chair, but
Fair.
it's about this just kind of loser guy, and he is married to a wife that like is looking for attention from anybody else that will give it, and he's just totally oblivious,
Yeah. Oh.
and he's just a loser. But his neighbor moves in. It's Paul Rudd, and he meets
Okay.
him once, and just he becomes obsessed with Paul Rudd. They hang out once, and he thinks he's the coolest man that ever lived, and he becomes so obsessed, and he wants to dress like him and listen to the same music. And then it's like, oh, it's kind of endearing, and then it gets creepy, and he's like busting into his house when he's not home, and like sitting in his desk and like opening the drawers, and like the wife is like there, and so you're like, oh my god, like I was very anxious. Like Paul Rudd's wife is in the house, and she doesn't know that he's there, and he's like going through the drawers, and you're like, I don't know where this movie is going. Like, and they ride that line for me perfectly of tension, but it doesn't go into full on like horror or like madness. And there are just hilarious things like he's trying to get some spice into his life with his wife. So he's like, Paul Rudd, he showed me the sewers. Let me show you the sewers. He takes her down in the sewers, loses her, and then just goes home. And like just stuff like that. And it's so good. And there's really funny. It just really did it for me as a comedy. I haven't had a comedy. I love comedies, and I haven't seen a comedy in the theaters that really made me laugh in a long time. And so that struck a nerve
That's
with me.
hilarious.
And between this and The Chair Company, it was definitely the year of Tim Robinson for me, which is funny because I never watched his I Think You Should Leave show. So
I think you should check that out.
I think you should check that
I
out.
think you should check that out.
I really enjoyed Friendship. It was very funny, very good movie. It's not what would normally be my top movie, but in a year where I didn't see a lot, that one was resonated with me, and I liked it a lot.
Very nice.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, we quickly got through the movies
We did.
section. So
did.
let's get to the finale. And that is
The great
Okay, before
burrito.
we do it, how many
Video
games did you beat this year, Zach?
I beat a total of
you
5 games.
Do you count hours? What's the rule on hours played again?
It's just, did you make credits roll? That's the question.
Oh,
Well, he's
man,
talking about online
that's
probably.
about online. All I do is
Did
play
you
on-
make credits roll?
You can't roll games, and
Then
that's not fair.
Wait, you used to be a big
I
you really
I
got
only did
big
it
on
one time because I was doing 52 games
Oh.
in 1 year, and it was the year Overwatch came out, and I played 100 hours. and I
Now,
was
why
like,
are we
I'm
changing the bar?
Okay, you if you played 100 hours of a new online game that came out this year,
New? What if I just played 100? Okay, that's fine. 3.
Three games?
What if you include your online games?
3. That's what I just did.
Well, that didn't move the needle in any way.
No.
I beat 14 games.
Oh wow.
How do you guys have time to do that?
I just I don't know. I didn't. Well, some of them were shorter, and a fair number.
I mean, like,
of them
I
were
beat
shorter.
like games I've beaten in the past before, but that was
Some
like.
of them were like I beat Mario Brothers 1. I beat Mario Brothers 2. I beat RE. Okay, let me just say this because I can't put them on my list. For Halloween this year, I played Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, and Revelations, all OG Resident Evils in a row, and I had a blast. Those original Resident Evils,
and they're good.
They're good. Not even the remake. Like I played the original, and it's just a really tight arcadey game. In some ways, I like it a little better than remake because remake, I know it's got a great pedigree, but it adds all these extra things with the Scarlet Heads or whatever, and you got to burn the bodies, you got to carry out. The original Resident Evil is a very pure game. It's like there's this hallway and there's this hallway and then there's 2 branches and you get these 3 keys and then you go to the basement or you go to the backwoods and like I loved playing those. So I just wanted to say that because they're not obviously eligible for any awards this year. But
yeah.
Well, honorable mentions. I'm just gonna start and I'll go quick. Because I just have 2. Donkey Kong Bonanza is my honorable mention. Great game. Great. I mean, the Super Mario Odyssey team took Donkey Kong and put it in a whole new way. And I think it's the most addicting way possible that you can break everything and you can do anything to get to anything. And basically, if it's on the map, you can break it or use it or do something with it. I love that. I love the element of it. I think it's cute. I think it's fun. I think it's entertaining. It is a clean game. I don't get some people have said like, oh, this game has no depth to it. Like, I don't think that's the case
Kenny's
at all.
pooed all over this game.
Yeah, I don't think
Kenny doesn't play games.
Yeah,
I poo-poo on him.
I'm like, that game is fun, and what a way to start the Switch 2 off, in my opinion. It was a great way to start it. It just didn't crack top 3. The other one that would be on my list is Battlefield 6, a game that I really, really enjoy. Tight, clean, super fun. Battlefield
better than the Call of Duty this year?
Dude, way better than Call of Duty. And the only reason why I've always enjoyed Battlefield for the chaos of Battlefield, but 2042 was a sloppy mess. Like, it was disgusting how bad 2042 was. And we get over here to 6, and it's like, hey, let's go back to the roots of 4, but make it crazier. And they did that. And they not only did they do that, they introduced their battle sect, which is their new take on Battle Royale, where it's not necessarily being the last team standing anymore. It's the last team to complete the mission. They give a bunch of teams missions, and your squad has to fulfill it while competing against other squads. And it's really cool because you're like, oh, it's not about no longer being like the most best shooter. It's about being the most best team tactically.
That's kind of cool.
Can you do the objectives the way they're supposed to be done? And as someone who loves objective-based shooters, that fits my world way better.
That's cool.
Yeah, so
I like that.
What a cool way for EA and the Battlefield team to kind of like say, let's go a different direction. And man, they hit a home run where people are like, Battlefield 6 is the shooter of the year.
Nice.
So honorable mentions to those 2.
Nice. I only had one runner-up, and that was Metal Gear Solid Delta. The reason I gave it a runner-up is like, you always feel weird with these remasters. Like, do they have a top 3 spot because we played them before? So that was the reason it was kind of like I did have to battle with that between my number 3 spot and this runner-up spot. But I ended up getting a runner-up because of that. But excellent remakester is what I would call this one.
I've been playing it like in 20-minute increments the last couple of weeks. And it's
perfectly paced.
It's hard because it's like, this is probably the best game I'm going to play this year because it's Metal Gear Solid 3, but I'm not going to give it to that because every year we would just end up giving it to a remake or something.
But that's, I feel like it's a 10 out of 10 game. I think this is the best new way to play it now that we have this. It feels really great the way they made it play. So
very faithful from what I've played so far.
And it reminded me, like, I had forgot. It's been 20 years since I played it last, probably. Or no, we played in like 2010s, all of us. But I forgot how well paced it is. It is perfectly paced. You go like one area and then you're the boss. You do one little area and you're at a boss. You do one little area and a boss. And it's like, this doesn't like bore you at all. Like it gets you going. But that's my runners up. Do you have any runner up? Did you?
I had Delta. I'm in a weird place this year where kind of everything's a runner up but my number 1. So what I'll say is the ones that stand out, I'm going to say a few things and then I'm going to be quiet till my number 1. No, I'll give Claire Obscure Expedition 33. It would be in my top. You have to give it number 1. It would be in my top 3, but I'm only 10 hours in, and if I was even halfway through, like I would. There are games I don't know. I kind of like it better than a couple of the games on my list, But I'm not far enough into it, but it's awesome. I really, really like it. I wish I would have gotten to it earlier in the year, but that's just the way it's worked out.
Yeah.
So that's probably runner up.
Okay.
Now screw it. I'll just say the other two are also runner ups because I don't want to put that below them. I'm just going all in.
Go all in.
Okay.
And then you guys can do your twos.
Okay.
Because you've done your threes?
We haven't done
I haven't done
threes
yet.
Okay.
So if you're going to honor...
I'm just going to go ahead and say them.
Just do them.
Mario Kart World.
That's a good runner-up.
That game is fun.
It is fun.
I have felt almost other than the first day I had my Switch, desire to pick it up and play it on my own time.
I think everyone...
I like jumping on with you. Those have been good memories. That's where I was like, well, I guess it would be on my list, but I've played through all the courses. I've played through all the races. It's just fun.
I don't know what happened with this because I saw as the smoke is cleared, I've been seeing people online go, what the hell happened to this game? Or like,
it's just weird.
Something, I don't know if the
Switch dropped and then the game dropped and it was like, oh, Switch Online. And they jumped on it and they played the crap out of the Battle Royale racing mode or whatever you want to call it. And then it just dead.
My most fun has been, and this, I'll give it my 3 because here's what I will say for it. I have enjoyed getting on and driving around with you guys and looking for those question marks and those coins. That has been fun. The open world nature of it it didn't grip me. It wasn't like, man, I just can't put this down and I'm exploring this and this and this. And I don't know why that is. It's just, it didn't feel like, it sucked me in. It was just like, well, yeah, there's spaces between and I did all the races, and I also just didn't build a strong love for any of the individual tracks because you don't really spend a lot of time on that track doing that track. The tracks are you hit the track, you do a lap, and then you leave.
Yeah. And
so it's not bad. It's different. I like that they did something different.
I wish there was a little bit more when we're even playing online, it's like find those coins.
We just need one other layer.
I wish there was something like you could go up and activate a challenge for us and it would like activate in all of our worlds.
They should have.
I think they should have figured something like that.
Can I say this? They should have done a Tony Hawk Underground, let you jump out of that cart and run around. Even if it's not full on platform, just something like that.
Maybe.
I know that's a crazy scope.
It needed something else.
It needed a trick.
Something's missing in that. And I feel the same way.
I agree.
But it was fun, yeah.
It was fun.
Fun game.
What was your other runner-up?
I'll just go. So I'm just kind of rapid firing through these, and I'll wait till you're going to bring it up on your list. So I'll just wait till that because I didn't finish it. We'll just
okay. Well, number 3 then.
Number 3 for me was Skate. And this is a groundbreaking moment for me. I've never gave an early access game.
Oh my God. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, wow.
This game actually years ago, you could get the invites for, which I got. I signed up through EA because I'm a huge, that's my favorite game just to put on and play. It's one of my favorite games is the Skate series. And I got, on and I was able to play and whatever. And I jumped into 1 or 2 of them. But the thing was it would email me like, hey, sign up to play this weekend from this time to this time. Or it's just for this weekend. And I did that twice, but then it kept asking me and I was like, I'm not going to sign up and I don't have time to play this weekend, but it's only this weekend. Next weekend free. So I kind of forgot about it. I was like, I'll wait till this comes out some way. September-ish or whatever. I looked it up today. September it came out, early access, and you get on consoles and stuff finally. So I jumped in and started playing and stuff on the big screen or whatever there and had a good time with it. I was like, it still feels kind of whatever, weird or whatever.
It's stiff.
And stuff's glitching. Well, let me get to that. It's more of the glitches and weird stuff. I had to change an accessibility option for it to let me on my PlayStation.
Oh my gosh.
People were I was like, it keeps crashing on the screen. I Googled it and they're like, yeah, you got to make sure crossplay is disabled on the PlayStation or you can't play at all. And I'm like, cool. But I guess it's early access. So I played a little bit of it and forgot about it since September. And then this month, I haven't played a game in a while. And I was like, I'm going to boot that up or whatever. Oh, I let Xander play. He's 1.5. I put the controller in his hand and he was actually making the character move and stuff. But you could see all the neurons firing that he was like, wait, I do this and that screen is changing. So you could see him actively whatever. And he played, and then Chelsea's like, "What are you doing?" I was just like, "This is probably not good."
I
was like, I didn't know this was going to be.
I just wanted to see what he would do.
I was going to see what he was doing, but he was like locked, and I was like, "Ooh!" So
I'm gonna take that away.
I'm gonna take that away. He was fine. He didn't like scream about us taking away. But I did look at Chelsea and laughed. And I was like, I just wanted to see what he would do. But yeah, he can't play till he's like I was like 3 or 4 when I played my first game. But so I booted up, and I found myself at nighttime like just playing the game. I'm not doing there's little missions. There's they're trying to like make me buy stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's all that stuff, but I chose to ignore all that. And as a hardcore like skate fans, like how does this game like completely like play? And I find myself just skating around the same little thing.
Yeah.
Doing the tricks, setting markers like I used to back in the day, and trying different lines, and it feels amazing.
That's awesome.
I think it feels excellent. There are still some stuff that's why it's early access. I'm like hitting a pole and for some reason flying out, like it's glitching out. But that was the old skate. Like there was weird glitches.
Yeah.
But as a hardcore fan, this game feels amazing. The animations are really tight, and I think they've got actually a good basis. Now everything surrounding it, all of the criticism is valid.
Yeah.
They're trying. I feel like everything outside that is making you like buy something.
They finally found a game as a service that you'll play,
and I did laugh.
That's amazing.
But this also made me see like the different generations and stuff that that we're a part of, maybe than others. I was watching TikTok and started to show me. Everybody, it just knows your brain on TikTok, but like on my algorithm started showing me skate videos. I'm like, okay, and there's a guy, and he's like, yeah, there's the Christmas update, and is like new season 2 Christmas update for Skate is coming out in early access, and they made different parts like the ice, like made ice. I was like, oh, that's kind of cute or whatever, and all the comments were like, F this game, like this is the update, this is whatever, and to me, I'm like, we're just having fun, like kick flipping this corner and this, and it's like people honestly always need an update, or they need like something or whatever, or they're like, that game's dead, look at the player count.
Service games are so
look at the player count.
The culture
on
them is so sad and reductive.
And I'm like, I'm having fun kick flipping and like doing these lines like I did on this. So I'm having a good time. So that's I realized that very recently what was going to get my game. I was going to try to give it to Delta number 3, but I was like, Skate's kind of creeping up there and playing more and more and more of it, just having fun. So Skate, the alpha or early access version.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
Game number 3, and honestly, I would say it probably would have been ranked higher if it came out sooner, but would be Kirby Air Riders. There is a game.
That looks awesome.
Dude,
the gameplay stuff, I saw of it.
So you know what your complaint about World was?
Mm-hmm.
You can do that in Kirby Air Riders.
Really? Yeah, really.
You can run. You can get off your machine and run around, and there's a whole world you can explore.
And you can jump on other machines
too, and take other people's machines. Kirby is such a cool character.
It looks like a Smash. The GUI is the same.
It's like Melee.
Stuff
It's all the guts and blood of Melee's menus and music and direction smashing the Kirby Air Rider, which Kirby Air Rider for the GameCube, probably in hindsight, was my most played game on the GameCube, more than Melee, because the city battles. City Battle is such a cool mode where like you start out with this base bone machine and you spend 6 minutes building up your stats, and at the end of the game mode you compete against 8 other people.
Does it have split screen?
Yes.
Can you bring that for our dinner?
Yeah,
I
would play that. Yeah.
Please bring that. Yeah.
It's so fun because you're like, and then in the middle of the game, they're like, a giant meteor is about to hit the city. Get out of the way. And if it hits you, it destroys your machine. And then you have to start all over. And you're like,
I've been wanting to check that out.
Yeah, that game it's so fun. Cool. And here's why I love it now. The old one, you didn't have online capabilities. This one, you can play City Battle online, which makes it way more fun. You can play the racing. The racing element of it is so good. I forgot.
Did you compare it to Melee just now?
Yeah,
because it is extremely fast looking. Like,
it is extremely
I'm looking
fast.
at the gameplay and I'm like, I can't keep up.
It is a technical. I
don't know anything about this other than when it was revealed, people were kind of memeing on it. But apparently, it's really good.
Again, it's just
the racing is like everything blurs around you. You're going at like 1,000 miles per hour.
It's like F-Zero racing, but Kirby.
Oh my gosh!
But the problem is like you can't just turn. You have to like A, R, Z.
You have to drift. You have to drift a little bit.
You have to drift, and you have to. But when you drift, you build up a boost. So if you don't let go of the right buttons at the right time, you'll boost into a wall.
Yeah.
and you'll lose all your speed, momentum, and
I
fall to last
definitely want
place.
to check this out, though.
The best part about the game is the power-ups. Like, the power-ups you get as Kirby, they are so cool. You got freeze, you got slash, but then they introduced a bunch of ones like a levitation, you have an invisibility one, and then they brought back the special machines like the Dragoon and stuff like that, where, man, I am blushing. This game would be game of the year for me if I had it a few
little
more
longer,
months.
yeah.
If I had it for a few more months, I'd be like, this is game of the year.
It's just dropped, didn't
It
it?
just dropped. So it is the perfect Switch game because I will put it in my office and I will just pick it up and play a quick 6-minute battle and I'll put it back down.
While he's working or Dragon Ball.
Nintendo has
Yes.
had a crazy year. Like when you do think about Mario Kart World,
Donkey
Bonanza,
Kong.
Metroid Prime, regardless
Metroid,
of good or
it's still
bad,
Metroid
Good or
Prime.
bad,
that's a big,
Metroid Prime is
big
Metroid
Metroid
Prime.
drop and Kirby.
It's a
Yeah.
great year for Nintendo.
That is crazy. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, so like
That's
I
a
just
lot.
like, I mean, it's just one of those things where I'm like, you want to talk about my racing game? It's not Mario Kart. It's always gonna be Kirby Air Riders. So yeah,
What
shout
a,
out to Kirby
what a
Air Riders.
sentence. That's crazy.
Yeah. So
That's cool. Probably deserved. Yeah. Okay. Number 2. I'm gonna go ahead and say Death Stranding 2.
yeah, fair. 2 for 2.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with this one. Nothing bad. There's nothing bad about it. I got it around launch. I was playing it. I'm probably halfway through the game. Like a chapter 6, I think. Chapter 6 or 7. I just fell off it.
You activated Jacob there.
I will say I think that a couple things happened. I know it sounds kind of sad for being my number 2 game. It was kind of a weird year.
You sound depressed.
You
Death
sound depressed
Stranding
about it. It made you
1
sad, dude.
I don't even feel like this is worse than Death Stranding 1. It's just very strange. Death Stranding 1 just had this very like very thick atmosphere to it that was like so isolated, so alone. And it just felt like a journey, whether I loved every moment of it, which I did love a lot of it, or there were frustrating parts or parts that felt kind of weird, like rough edges. I wanted to see that journey through. Something about this game, it's so much. And like there's like anime girls talking to you, and there's like 80 people on your ship, and every time you walk somewhere, people want to stop and have you take a quiz. And I love it. It's cool, goofy Kojima stuff, but it's so much, and they just stop you every 10 seconds to explain something that it's not a drag, but it's just like this game is not pick up and play friendly.
No. Yeah.
And in the year of having a baby, like where my gaming time is limited, and if I have 20 minutes, I need to just jump in and play something. This is just not that game.
Yeah.
So it just was not a good fit for me this year.
That makes sense, yeah.
That was coupled with now okay, the good parts about this game. There's plenty. I'm sure it'll be somewhere on your list. I think it feels great to play. I think the mechanics are really cool. I will say 2 things about it, though. There is almost no friction. Like, it's not challenging, really. I just kind of, we're going to have you go here. And it looks like it's really far. And I'll, like, put all this stuff in a truck and I just drive there. And it's like, there's nothing, like, getting in my way. And I don't even think necessarily that's a problem. But I remember the first one, it was like I was doing these milestones. Like, these hikes were hard. And I was really having to think. And this is just like, I just get in my truck and I go and I get there.
Yeah.
And so that's that. And then the other thing I will say is I've been a little disappointed with the story in Death Stranding 1. There's this very clear, like, pacing. Like, you do 2 or 3 chapters, and then chapter 4, you encounter this ghost guy in this ghost world with his soldiers, and you fight them off. And then you do another chapter or 2, and then you encounter this ghost guy in his ghost world, and like and they're slowly revealing more about this ghost guy. This game is doing the same exact thing again. Like, I've not gotten all the way through it, but like the ghost guy in his ghost world is a Spanish guy now, or whatever. I don't know. He's just another guy. He looks like Solid Snake. He's not Mads Mikkelsen, and it's going to be some other different relationship, some other different thing. I mean, everyone else in the world's played it. I haven't. I think it's pretty clear, some of it, what they're doing. I like it. I think it's cool. There's parts as like a dad, I'm like, ooh, like this, some of this will tug at my heartstrings if I get all the way through it, I think, because I think fatherhood is kind of part of the plot. But I don't know. It hasn't gripped me with like wonder of like, where is this going? I could almost be like, yeah, I bet like the next couple chapters, I'm going to do this and this, and I'm going to fight Higgs. And then I'm going to go back to that ghost world and we're going to do this. And maybe I'm being a little bit jaded by that, but I feel like it feels like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild. It feels like we made it again, this time with more. That's
Yeah.
what it feels like. And so, yeah, Death Stranding 2, immensely high quality game, beautiful graphics. I had a great 25 hours playing it or 20 hours playing
I
it,
will
but
say,
I've fallen off of it.
I will say, much like the rehearsal, you don't want to say the ending.
Yes,
This
I could
goes
see that.
off the
Yeah.
effing rails.
I
on
am
this, so-
going to finish it. It's my number 2 game,
Yeah.
legitimately. I like it a lot. I just, now that my daughter's going to bed at night,
You
this will
play
be
more,
one I
yeah.
can power through.
That's good.
This is a game you got to play at like 2-hour chunks, 3-hour chunks.
Yeah.
You cannot try to
those
15.
cutscenes. They might go out for an hour.
Yeah. Well, like I would boot it up and like Dollman would talk to me for like 3 minutes and then I would go out and Tarman would tell me a story and then I'd go back in my ship because I forgot something and they'd have me take a quiz and I'd go back out and it's like, I got to go to bed
It
now.
sounds like
and
work,
it's like,
bro.
I just talked to 8 people.
Yeah.
It's just, that's the kind of game it is. It is not increment friendly. So anyway, that's kind of how I feel about it. No, that sounds pretty down. It's a good game. It just missed me this year. And
Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm at on it.
You'll tackle it next year.
Yeah.
Did you feel similar about the friction part of it?
Everything
though?
you said was, I would agree with.
Yeah. But
I
I'm sure it does hit a level as you go along,
Yeah.
and I'm going to see it through.
Yeah.
But
Game
Yeah.
number 2,
Yeah.
not Death Stranding 2, and not Mass Effect Andromeda 2. No, my game number 2 would be Rust, a game that I've talked about a long time ago on this podcast. I would almost say it's been about 2 years ago I talked about this game. I've always been enamored by this game because it is if you go to the comment sections, people either say you're one of 3 people. Either A, you're homeless because of Rust, or B, you don't have a job because of Rust, or C, you're just now finding out about Rust. So you're either one of those 3 people. I am now a C person because I've always watched the videos, like they're like Rust movies. If you go on YouTube, there's always like number one long form content of gaming is a Rust movie. Because every week or every month, depending on what server you play on, the game resets. It's a whole new game. There is no like you're the best at Rust because the game resets every
That's
month
cool.
or week or every 3 days. So I have like always dipped my toes in like, oh, I want to try this. I want to try this because I watch these movies. But
It's like the anti Destiny 2.
yeah,
it is.
you don't earn
Yeah.
your progression there. But I got sold this past November because they updated a biome and they added the jungle to the map and they have like the snow and the desert and then like the grasslands and you have the water and then they added the jungle and I'm like, dude, I need to get lost in this game for some reason. So I jumped in and I got lost in the mechanics and I'm now 170 hours deep into Rust. I have played 3 whole wipes, which the server I picked has 4-day wipe cycles, so they only last for 4 days. So I have 4 days by myself to go against these giant 8-man Zergs who are like raiding. I cannot describe to you the thrill that I have. I built this. I have pictures of bases that I was really excited about. I signed up for a thing called Rust Plus, where like I install an alarm system where if I get raided, it will call me. It will call my phone and wake my butt up saying, you're getting
That's
raided.
cool.
And I'll run in there and try to defend my base because I don't want him to take my crap. So this is what locked it as my number 2. And there's a reason why it's not my number 1. I'll explain to you my number 1. But here's what locked in my number 2, core memory. I was sitting there and I was like, I built the greatest compound I've ever built in my life. I went on a practice server and practice building just to figure out how to make this work.
And they called you and you said, you got to get home.
3 a.m.
You had the Branch Davidian set up.
I work at a church, so Sundays are an early day for me. About 3 a.m. on a Sunday, my phone gets a phone call, and I look over, and it's Rust. Rust is calling me. I was getting raided. And so I hop out of bed. Maya's like, where are you going? I was like, I'm getting raided. And she knows what that means now. And she's like, whatever. And I run
My
in
wife
there.
told you to keep the volume down. It's about Rust.
I get so excited. I can't. My bad. I apologize. I get so excited that I run in there and I log in and I look down and it's a 2-man group raiding me. And they thought it was like going to be an offline. And because like offline raiding means like the person isn't going to hop on. I suit up, AK in hand, and I just start mowing these guys down. And not only did I defended the raid, it took me an hour because they kept coming back with more boom and blowing crap up.
So they can respawn.
Yeah, they can respawn.
Okay.
So they built a mini base next to my base and put beds in that base so they could respawn in it. and dropped all their boom in it, which is explosives. So that's how they were going to raid me. So I'm like, I'm shooting them, I'm fighting them, I'm keeping them, I'm trying to keep them back. And I'm like, it's an hour. And so I go back and forth.
And you had to wake up at 3 a.m.
3 a.m. And I'm like, I'm locked in. And finally they're like, all right, man, GG, you win. And I'm like,
video games are amazing.
And because that's proximity chat, I was like, no, you're kidding. He's like, nope, I promise. He walked out. They both walked out like this, hands up, because you can do that animation, butt naked. Because in this game, you restart out butt naked. And they just said, you can have the base, we leave. And they left. I walk in, dude, they had like 60 rockets left. And so I took all the rockets, and I'm like, at this point, it's like 4 a.m. And I'm sitting here like,
well, it's probably late on their side too.
Well, Sunday, 4 a.m. I need to keep playing. And that's when I rebuilt and I went and started raiding other people. And I realized this game has me.
This is like, I can't imagine a better game for you.
Oh, dude.
It sounds like the perfect Jacob
it's so
game.
much fun and it's so chaotic.
I love that you can get called. You know, Metal Gear Solid 5 with the mother base was kind of mother base where you could invade other people's bases was kind of going for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But Rust sounds like they've taken that to the ultimate level.
It's crazy because this game's been out for 13 years. Is that like, that's crazy to say,
Yeah.
but like that people are still playing it. And there are people who take pride. They have 16,000 hours in this game. And I'm looking at this game like, I have 170 and I see why people have no job. I see why they have Rust Plus, because you spend all this time. I spend hours investing in this monument.
Did Maya wake up to the Rust Plus call?
Yeah, that's why she said she just rolled. She was mad at me.
That's so funny.
Dude, the number of times I've been hanging out with her and like I'll turn my bass up really loud, my speakers, and I'll be in the other room watching a TV show and I hear boom and I'm like, I gotta go. And I get up and run in the other room.
Is it just running?
I leave it running. Because I just don't want people to raid me. I don't want people to take my stuff. You know how hard I work to get my crap in my base?
Your game is just always running.
Oh, not right now. No, I have Rust Plus. So like,
what would you do if you got called right now?
What if you get a Rust Plus
I
call?
just lose. It's over. I get it.
Oh my gosh.
Tell Maya, get on there. Like, no, I can't
Maya,
do that.
protect the base.
That's
So
amazing.
I play the game solo, and in the server I'm in, you can have a max group of 8. So like, if you had 8 friends, there are people who get on here who have 8 people, and every wipe they get on and they try to run the server. That means they try to keep their base alive the entire time. And that's all I'm trying to do. I want my base to stay alive the entire wipe. I've yet to do it. It's really hard to do as a solo. And I'm really I want to do that. That's my goal. And once I do that, I think I beat Rust. That's like my role.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's good. That's good.
I'm really addicted. I'm really addicted to Rust right now. And it might take over Dead by Daylight by my most played game ever.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Number 2 though.
2.
That's awesome.
Did you say your 2 was Death Stranding? I think I'm gonna go 2 and then I'll go 1.
Okay.
I'll have to. Because there was 2 duking it out for the top spot this year. My number 2 was Donkey Kong Bonanza this year.
All right.
That's fair.
Yeah, so everything you said, same thing. It felt good. It reminded me of Mario Odyssey in the way with that hat.
Yes.
You could just jump on rubble.
Mm-hmm.
So you could like pick up a chunk and then skate on the chunk and keep pushing out and skateboarding through the level.
The platform
Breaking
mechanics.
stuff was so fun. I've never played anything like it. Also, famously on this podcast, I was kind of screwed over by Yooka-Laylee when that came out.
Yeah.
Because that kind of promised to be this N64 revival platformer kind of thing. And it just was a very mid game. It didn't live up to the hype. I got screwed by that Kickstarter back then. And I will say this was the closest I've ever felt to what playing an N64 platform like Banjo-Kazooie or DK64 was back in the day. Like it had these characters that kind of look like N64, like
Wonky,
little
little
rare
designs.
characters. Like I loved the cuteness of these little characters in the world. And I was like, I feel like I'm playing an N64 platformer, but it's kind of evolving the field. You're like breaking everything. You're busting into holes. There's like bananas you can find by like breaking into certain things.
Oh yeah, dude.
But it was so fun throughout. And I was, the one criticism people had, and I absolutely agreed with it, was a little too long.
Mm-hmm.
It was a couple levels too that they had too much frivolous like doing stuff in it. But other than that, I really loved it. The music was incredible. You got to hear a little bit at the Game Awards, like that woman singing and stuff. Like the music's like amazing in it. It looks great and plays perfect. So DK Bonanza is my number 2. I'm gonna jump straight to my number 1, Death Stranding 2. And yeah, this game, everything that you said was like a valid criticism of it. For me, I connected with this one more than the first one. The first one was very cool in the sci-fi world and where you're at, and everything you said was valid too. Of like, dude, it would be like, hey, you got to go over here. F you. It would be like, basically the game was telling you F you all the time because it was like, you got to go over there. You can't bring a car.
Yep.
You have to climb this. And it was a mess and a half to get over there. But that kind of added to my aggravation as the game went on.
I get that. Yeah.
As that kept happening, it was like, I am just over this and I just want to see where the story leads. This one, the pendulum kind of went back into too easy. Like you said, it didn't really have that much of a challenge. There was times towards the end it gets kind of challenging for me. I kept dying. But this, to me, as it like wrapped up, it was like, to me, it's like maybe Kojima's strongest game. Like it really, it plays amazing. I actually stuck with the story more than I did in the first one. The first one, I couldn't remember what happened. I remembered little like snapshots. This one sticks with me more and is more coherent of a story. Even I say that and you're going to laugh really hard when you see the ending. Yeah. But even with that, it's still more coherent and I feel it more of like what's going on. Whereas the first one, it's like, I don't know what the frick happened. Like, in good and bad ways. But yeah, this one, again, the ending is incredible. It just feels great. And I just loved the world and the weirdness still that's in this one. And it looks incredible. And this one also does capture the same feeling the first one does of that musical startup. Yeah. Like they just have that music swell up and all the different artists Kojima chooses. And it has that to it too that I really loved. But yeah, this was my number one this year. This one stuck with me the most for sure. So
that's awesome.
That's great.
History too. Number one.
Well,
number one.
I would be louder for this game, but I'm not allowed to be. So I just want you all to know that before I do.
Like whispers.
Yeah, whispers. My game of the year goes to Dispatch. Man, I cannot tell you, like, the Rust Plus thing, like, that's cool. I getting up, running that. Yeah, that's fine.
But Dispatch Plus?
Dispatch, dude, that game had me scratching my skin like crack cocaine addicted. Because I'm sitting there like, dude, when's the next episode dropping? Because that span of all those episodes dropping weekly, I'd play an episode, I'm like, I need more of this. I need more of this. How do I get more? And then they got so addicting.
What? I am the only one that's like in the blind spot. With
I've seen some of the video. I don't know what the gameplay even is.
Okay, so what is the gameplay? What is it? A looter shooter?
No, it's an episodic storytelling game, just like The Walking Dead.
Oh,
it came back.
And is it a choose your own adventure?
Choose your own adventure.
Oh,
it has some of the best. Let me read you some of these voice actors: Aaron Paul.
Okay.
Jeffrey Wright, Laura Bailey.
Maybe I've seen screenshots of this.
Yeah. Matthew Mercer, Charlie White, which is Moist Critical, Jack Septiceye, Young Gravy is one of the voice actors. So they have like these really good voice acting role, but basically you're just a guy who is in charge of a team of superheroes that are ex-supervillains who are trying to turn a new leaf.
Okay.
And so you're in charge of making their employment decisions. You hire, fire, you dispatch them out the jobs. You see how good they do. They give you feedback. And it has all the twists and turns of a great story. It is honestly, like, I cannot stress this enough. It was so good that, like, I started a storyline and I realized I'm going to want a second storyline. So instead of waiting for the next episode to come out, I just started my second storyline of, like, all the other decisions I wanted to make. Yeah. Because apparently there's 4 outcomes in this game, but here's how good this game is. There's a 5th outcome that no one's discovered yet because you have to have perfect gameplay decisions in order to get this outcome. Because the gameplay is you just dispatching the heroes. It's you just sending them out to jobs and making sure. But the problem is,
so is every episode out yet?
Every episode's out.
How many are there?
There's 6.
How long is each one? Like an hour?
An hour and a half at most. There's some, like, if you really suck at the gameplay.
This started coming out recently,
yeah,
right?
It just came out. Like,
I think they kind of were too late for the Game Awards.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think this would have gotten some run from what I've heard.
I think it was up for Player's Choice.
Okay.
But Expedition, it was Expedition Awards. Is what it is. No, guys, I say this a lot, like, and I know, like, sometimes it gets brushed. Dude, play this game. Like, go out of your way.
Well, you that's been talking about wanting to check it out.
I want to check it out. I said that on the Game Awards.
That's right.
It's one of those games. It has, like, the crude jokes. It has, like, the humor. It has, like, the jokes of, like, but it is hilarious. The characters are endearing as crap. You walk away, every single character they introduce you to, you fall in love with, no matter how minor they are or how big they are.
I mean, I love the Telltale games, so
yeah, it's in the same studio of Telltale.
Yeah,
like they're not the same exact people, but a lot of people like they fell in love with the Telltale era. But they actually did a documentary of the crew, and they talked about Telltale's biggest issue was like they didn't want to like push the narrative forward. They just wanted to tell the same stories and the same decision outcomes. Where this one, they're like, we kind of want to do this, and then if it just dies, it dies, and we're okay with that. We'll move on to the next game, which is kind of cool because you're like, that is good. You don't have to beat a dead horse with a stick and constantly put out new stuff. So
nice.
Game of the year, easy, $20, worth every penny.
Expedition 33 was the correct choice.
Sorry, yes, it was.
All right, my game of the year, absolutely 100% is Split Fiction.
Love that one, yeah.
Absolutely love this game. I played this with Sam, my buddy Sam. I played Brothers, and then I skipped A Way Out. You guys are like,
we played it.
We played A Way Out.
You guys played
I feel
It
like
Takes
we played
Two.
it would have added on our
You guys play these, and I've skipped them. They all have all looked cool, but I was kind of going into this. I knew I wanted to play it, but I was kind of a little concerned because the trailers didn't look that good.
Yeah.
They kind of looked a little janky, and the premise seemed a little odd. So I was like, I don't know what I'm getting here, but I played it basically for free. Sam bought it and played it I played on PlayStation. He played on PC with the Friend Pass. This blew me away. It absolutely blew me away. First of all, the characters in the story and everything, it's great. It's awesome. There's two characters. It's like all these games, and the premise is that this like weird, nefarious like publishing company that's also very technologically savvy, like brings in all these writers. And the pitch is like, we're going to like publish your work, but you got to let us put you in like our Matrix thing. And we want to scan like your brain for like all your stories, the ideas you can't even come up with. And then we're going to publish the best of it. Well, they go in there and they are actually just harvesting their ideas and like scraping through their consciousness. But these two girls, they're not friends. They don't really get along at first. They accidentally wind up in the same pod. It was this weird like thing that happened where like one of them tried to back out, and they kind of got thrown in the same. So they're like sharing each other's worlds. And the one girl is more of a fiction writer. The other girl is more of a science fiction writer. And so this game is paced so great because you'll do a level that's like based in the science fiction girl's world. And then you'll do a level that's based in the fantasy girl's world. But when you're in those levels, because they're pretty long, they can be, 80 minutes, an hour, a little over an hour for one of these. There are these little vignettes where it's like a little glimpse into the other person's. So you'll get like this 60, 70 minutes of like an awesome fantasy world with a unique mechanic, but then you get these little vignettes that are sci-fi, and then you'll do a long sci-fi level with the coolest like portal mechanics, all sorts of stuff, and then you'll get little vignettes of fantasy. And they get so much out of those two main genres, so much more than you would think.
That's something they probably expanded on from not A Way Out. It Takes Two. Because in Takes Two, you would start a level and it'd be like a top-down like gauntlet.
Yes.
And then the next thing you're doing like a side-scrolling fighting thing for a second, and the next like the variety was really fun.
What they did with this is like when you're in the main level, it is riffing on something, but then those vignettes, like you're saying, they riff on all sorts of different things, and I loved it. You guys said with especially It Takes Two, it got a little long in the tooth. This was paced brilliantly. Like it wrapped up at the perfect time. I think they probably did. And it is great. It is so fun. It has the funniest thing I think I've ever experienced in a game. Me and Sam couldn't finish the level. We were laughing so incredibly hard at something that you're riding on a bike and he's on the back and they're hacking something and some stuff's popping up on the screen. It is hilarious. So yeah, I loved Split Fiction. It made me want to go back and check out It Takes Two. I'm getting ready to play Split Fiction again with my sister, and I'm going to play the other character because they've got, obviously different mechanics, but knowing you guys are fans of that stuff, I would say you definitely should play that.
It's definitely on my list to still check out because I like the...
It's got really good graphics too. I don't know what was going on with those trailers. They didn't look good. They look janky.
Yeah.
In game, like they look beautiful. Some of those landscapes and the world stuff is really great looking.
They've always done a good job of making it like an entertaining game. The story's always been like, it's good. It's not great.
It's
okay.
just fun. It's just fun. Yeah.
It's co-op fun. And that's what you can't take that away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that was my game of the year. It was awesome.
Nice.
It's a weird year. I mean, they shadow dropped Hollow Knight, and I just didn't get the time for it. And Hades 2, I guess it came out of early access. I loved Hades 1, but I just never really got to it. So there was a lot of good stuff. I never played Citizen Sleeper 2, which I loved the first one of that. So there was a lot of good games. It was just kind of a weird year for me with,
I think it still continues on. I was thinking about this coming into the podcast of it's still just a weird time with layoffs are still going on. We're still figuring out AI crap.
Yep.
We're still battling with that.
Yeah.
And trying to get to like what's a normal studio involving with AI now. And then how do we manage a thing without layoff everybody? And I was like, well, I still think the Xbox stuff, it was like week after week after like we're canceling
tens of thousands
stuff.
of people.
And I was like, this is such a bummer. And it's like, I'm still having fun playing these games and having a blast and stuff, but it's like, it's hard to operate a podcast in this environment right now, I think. Cause the clips you're seeing is like, this sucks. It's like, cool. Like I was just seeing week after week after the Microsoft stuff. It's like, I'm kind of glad we're on hiatus right now. Cause you know what I mean? Like, speaking now has been fun this episode. Cause it's like, we've had some fun stuff to like, we've built up a cache of like some fun stuff we enjoy to talk about. But so I'm happy that we did this, and I like doing this every year and seeing where we're at. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hey, click like, subscribe if you haven't. And that was another year of our favorites of the year. What was your favorites of the year? Let us know. And we will see you. I don't know when you'll see us again.
I don't know. We'll figure some stuff out. I think some live streaming stuff could be fun.
Yeah. Maybe shadow drop something.
Maybe we'll shadow drop something. Maybe, dude, we should do a Rust Plus.
You guys aren't going for that live, but if you wanted to, I would love to.
I would stream.
I'd do it.
I'd absolutely stream a Rust.
I'm telling you.
You'd have to tell us what to do.
I tried doing that with one of my friends, and he logged off.
Well, I would let you man it. I would let you man it for sure.
It's just one of those things where like.
We should do a Rust Plus stream.
Just tell me, please tell me when.
And then if you call, we'll have to start the stream at 3 in the morning.
But it's a 4-day bonanza. Like we are locked in for 4 days.
Oh, you're gonna do a whole cycle.
No, we're going through a wipe because this will be our wipe.
All right, well, you heard it first. I'll ask my wife.
We'll take shifts during the night.
I'll ask my wife about sleeping down here.
That's amazing.
Well, imagine like Travis be on the 1 to 3, I'll be on the 4 to 7, and you take
Rust
the 7,
Plus wakes
10,
up my kid,
and then we all log on at 11 and start farming.
Rust Plus wakes up my kid. Sorry, Xander, that's Rust Plus calling.
Gotta get down there.
Gotta get down there, Sonny.
Oh,
well,
man.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the future. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Take care.